Hello and welcome back, everyone, to our second game. This time of the NA Xbox Junior category for GitGud. So we're going to be seeing some rising stars in the console scene. That's super exciting for everyone involved. And we have Orchis Tier 2 taking on team number 1 today. So to bring that action with me today, it's no one. Always forget that. That always fools me, the number 1 no one split. But bringing the action with me is my wonderful color commentator for the day, Chef Billy.
Good evening, everybody. We do recognize quite a few names here, Ocean, as we saw no one really take a dominant position in the Tier 2 scene of our own console league. We're probably around high plat, low diamond for both these teams. So looking at the squads right now, Madly Dankart is the Junkrat King, as we saw him get a 6-man tire on Numbani. Myself and another caster, Bullskunk, actually casted it. And it's one of our plays of the year, just absolutely demolishing people. Autumn Canvas, really good hit scan for no one. The captain, Big Burrito, quite a good support player, really adept at keeping the team up in the mid fights. And looking at Billowy Splash is somebody that I have known for quite a while in the console scene on the Xbox side. I am so happy to see my friend here. Looking at the other sides, Orchis, Stuzek's pretty darn good DPS player. They have a flex role. They can pretty much flex to anything on the DPS role. Looking at Cryo Mines, though, Cryo Mines shouting me out earlier saying, hey, we got somebody casting our match. I have not had a chance to see them yet. So I really want to see what they bring to the table, Ocean. As we start on Lijiang Tower, we're going to go Control Center.
Yeah, I haven't seen this sort of Orchis Tier 2 team since they have been Orchis. Last time I think I've seen them was when they were with the Tribulation organization. So it's been interesting to see if they've got any unique changes. They have got a couple of roster changes that I can see off the top of my head, but going into Control Center, I mean, this kind of favors no one in my eyes, because Madly Dankart could play a hero like Junkrat. You can kind of control the chokes, but Billowy Splash, especially in these lower tiers, is an incredibly good Reinhardt player. So definitely on Control Center, where there's going to be a lot of brawls, that can definitely favor the side of no one.
Had many a clash with Billowy Splash, and it's pretty even between us two. I'm not going to toot my own horn here, but I've taken Billowy a couple of times. But he does have Avientet on the Zarya and one of the better off tanks in these lower divisions. And we're going to be looking for those combos, the bubble management out of Avientet. On the other side, though, Mobile Gamer is going to go ahead and show us the Ryan Zarya as well, with Cryo Mines on the off tank position. Stuzek's bringing out the Mei. So we're going to have a little bit of differing compositions here, and we're going to see who can take what first. Madly Dankart choosing for the Doomfist.
Yeah, interesting to note that the Break Baptiste competition comes up against the Moira Baptiste competition. One has more sustainability, one has more heals. Let you guess which one it is. Billy Splash going down early in the Reinhardt duel, however, no Break goes down, so there is number 3, no high damage output from the other side. So even so far, however, it looks like the space is being taken up by the side of Orchis. They want to control this point. The nice roll from Stuzek means they're going to be able to do so. However, Billowy Splash coming back into the fray as well as No Brain. Back to the 6v6 brawl on the point here. So if these teams try to win this first fight. But while this goes on, point progress ticking up for the side of Orchis, and Avientet going down isn't going to help. However, there is a pick on to Mobile Gamer, so the main tank is down. Billy Splash though down, and that is traded out, which means this is going to be a lost fight for the side of no one, as Orchis take advantage here on Control Center.
Absolutely, and seeing what the ultimate economy is right now, I mean, Cryo Mines just a little bit more ahead of Avientet in the grab department. However, full charge for Cryo Mines. You got to be watching out for the Zarya player right now. There was an early application matrix from King Bowser, and I really like the placement of it, as No Brain got a lot of value and built up to that Deadeye. So we're going to be looking for that. Here comes the grab in Ocean.
Yeah, the grab comes in, doesn't get any kills, and actually Autumn Canvas, oh, never mind, not even going to talk about it. Just Mobile Gamer, I just slammed everyone. What just happened?
That was filthy mobile. That is a 5-man shatter. Cleanup coming through, and you love to see just the awareness that the High Noon come out didn't really get much. He's really using the wall to stop any kind of aggression coming in, and he just knew once down it was go time, and that was very there. Rest at 5%. I'm not sure what they have in the tank to really test this point.
Yeah, I mean, Blizzard comes in, Matrix comes in, and no, Britain will get the kills and fish it around. I mean, I was going to talk about that Danai a couple fights ago from Auto Canvas when where the Graviton Surge got a kill, but then, I mean, Miracle Gamer just kind of stabbed a 40 in the fight, got 4 kills on the Reinhardt, get a 5-man shredder, and I'm not even sure there's going to be a touch from no one here, as no one can touch, and Control Center goes to Orchis.
Absolutely, that's exactly what you like to see. Outside that's there side.
Yeah, so we see some changes now as we go over tonight. Mark, about these teams probably going to go for this Forest Symmetra matchup. Symmetra is going to be used to teleport both these teams in to the point where they can control the space, control those chokes with those Symmetra turrets. That's going to be the goal, and the Forest is going to be putting in big damage from the skies for both sides as they try to get on their feet. So the two jewels we're going to be looking out for that are different is Cryo Mines, and actually no, they're now both on the Sigma, so that's not even a different jewels. Actually, King Bowser and Big Burrito, who are now running Baptiste and Moira. One has huge burst heals, actually both have burst heals, however, a little bit more so from Moira and a faster ultimate, so that's Coalescence. However, Immortality Field with the side of Orchis. Let's see which of these supports has the advantage. Ability Splash going down, which kind of signifies that the advantage goes to King Bowser on the Baptiste. And Cryo Mine's going to get a kill on the Monthly Dank Heart, however. StuSex is going to be the Symmetra traded out as the Forage Jewel in the air is going to go on. This dogfight starting, and Autumn Canvas getting the better of the Forage Jewel. Picks up free for the fight now, and it looks like no one are braving some sides of life as Autumn Canvas picks another one. That's 4 kills for the Far, however. Yeah, man, set down. No Sigma. Autumn Canvas. I mean, it's just killing everything. Cryo Mine is jumping off the map and taking the lead. So that's ridiculous from no one as they will take this first fight. They'll kind of count themselves lucky that they kind of lost some numbers early on, and their Forest kind of saved the day.
Yeah, I mean that was really good aggression. Yeah, I came back. Yeah, really good aggression there from Autumn Canvas using this Pharah to their best ability. And, just taking the aggression that was coming in and laying massive rockets, and now we have a little between Rain and on this Symmetra, laying waste with the microwave beam, Ocean.
Yeah, lots of damage coming in from that Symmetra. King Bowser getting resurrected after being on damage. However, resurrection not available for the other side as Big Castle goes down, knows Bryn. Now shitty for that Matrix trying to get a potent offense for there. Barrage comes in, doesn't get too much ability splash. Picks up an Earth Shatter kill. That's a nice icon that you want to see in the kill feed. Barrage one again for Autumn Canvas. And another fight win for number one there, or no one, sorry, as I get that mixed up again. I've got that wrong so many times, beyond belief. As no one pick up another fight, and we head dangerously close to the last fight territory. No Brain will have that far ultimate for the next fight. They'll have a lot of options on the side of Orchis, but going into this far, who's just going to be able to control the space, and they also have options like the Photon Barrier and the Gridic Floods, it's going to be extremely difficult for that offending team. Here comes that Gridic Floods from Cryo Mines now, looking for an offhand. Oh, the Photon Barrier is going to block it. That shield right into the face of No Brain, which means a barrage is going to do nothing. And no one will hold on as Heavy Antat gets the kills with the Sigma. A nice couple of environmental kills to throw it all over the bounce. King Bowser Cryo Mines down, and well, Orchis unable to touch, and Night Market goes thoroughly in favor of no one. Now, interesting that we've had 100-0 rounds in favor of either team, which is very rare. I mean, but we have seen 2 different styles of play. We've seen a full brawl from Control Center. We saw a nice Farah dogfight on Night Market, and like I said, we're going to probably see a mix of those things as we see Ryan Zarya versus Ryan Arissa. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this next fight, but also the Ash versus Forest. So sort of a dogfight in a way, as we still have the Farah. However, we have a hit scan versus Farah matchup this time around, and that might suit the side of Orchis a little bit better, but 200-0 rounds is not something you usually see as we head into Garden. So We see two different support comps again. We see the Mercy and the Moira again on the side of no one. We see the Break Bap, the more stable support competition we've been seeing a lot of in Overwatch League. From oh, Stuzax trying to set up the TP up, goes down. And Autumn Canvas has a little bit to shoot at, just gonna fire a heavy projectile in, gets rid of the Spectre. Oh, the Spectre teleporter got screwed up, that's why. Stuzax got caught off guard because they thought they got the teleporter right and just walked off the map after the rock. And the Ashe will now take the Joe Bottom Canvas as they get a little bit greedy, gets the kill, however, it will be resurrected by Sage's Castle, so now we're back to a 6v6. Now again, trying to take the duel, the Pharah versus Ashe. No Brain versus Autumn Canvas. Autumn Canvas looking to lose out again, however, will get healed up. No, never mind. No Brain will take the duel. Firemax now trying to get some damage and get some kills, however. Unable to do so despite being highly charged, but this is going to get some kills. High damage from the Dynamite behind. Another kill on the Sage's Castle. Another kill on the Madly Vanguard. And Orchis taking full advantage of this series and some over-aggressive positioning, some maybe cocky positioning, if you will, from Autumn Canvas. And that means that now Point Progress will go over to Orchis and they will be able to try and control the space with the Ashe, who is also very good at doing that. And if they can keep winning the Ashe versus Forgel, they have a really nice chance of winning this series, as we see Madly Vanguard go over to that Junkrat. Let myself breathe for a little bit and let the players do their talking. Madly Vanguard spamming in on the Junkrat. The hero that he got that famous 6k on the Bonnie during the Console Gaming League season. Now, I'm going to mention that because both these teams kind of find their footing there. Aviantet trying to spam in through the opposing Ant-Matrix, trying to block off that damage. Has already used the Kinetic Cross, so playing a little bit dangerously. The Lazy Flash trying to come in. They have the Coalescence to help them, however. They are getting bursted down by the Dynamite, bursted down by the Bulb. They're not having a fun time. They will go for the Dakota Cross and get to, however, the Photon Barrier. Gonna block off damage. Mobile Gamer will hit the slam. And Orchis will probably take advantage in this fight. However, some kills from Madly Vanguard might sweep it back around. Never mind. They're going to go for the res, but it's not going to mean much. Billy's Splash is just kind of alt charge now for the Orchis line. However, positives. Positives for the lineup of no one is they have the Earth Shatter online and they have the Barrage online. If they can single out a target with the Barrage, they can get a kill, get a nice pick in the fight. And what we just saw Stuzax did is really cool. As we see, no brain with the Pharah versus Ashe. Again, they want to stick on Pharah for the Barrage and get a nice isolated target and burst them down. However, they can't if they keep getting bursted down themselves. So Stuzax has just sent the Symmetric Teleporter back to spawn, which means they'll get faster respawns if they do lose a couple members in the next fight, which means they can extend the fight at least to 99%, or just have an insane stall fight where they manage to take the victory. But Ultimates coming online for no one as they look to get back into this map. However, they can't do that without their Junkrat. Madly Junkrat is down. Autumn Canvas trying to get rid of the turret. Here comes the Barrage. This is the key moment. Is it going to get anything? No, it's not. It is not. It's going to get shut down immediately by No Brain. And Mobile Gamer is going to clean up the kills. And yeah, it looks like Orchis and will take map 1 after dominating Spray on Control Center, struggling on Night Market in the Pharah dogfight. They will take Gardens and win map 1, and that will now leave a little bit of an interesting decision for the side of no one, because now no one have the opportunity to decide what map they want to go to, as the loser gets to pick what map they want at the Illahal GitGud tournament, and then the side of Orchis will get to pick if they attack or defend. That was such a juicy slam from Mobile Gamer. I mean, I just got to watch it on my VLC to the left. That is nutty plays from Mobile Gamer. Orchis, and actually a nice stat there, 9 Air Shatter kills and 9 Air Shatter stuns. So 100% of those Air Shatter stuns were followed up on by the rest of the Orchis team. So Orchis taking map 1, and we will head to whatever. No, well, never mind. I've just been told this is the second time this has happened, as no one will take us to Rialto.
And I'm back, Ocean.
Sweet. That's really important.
First of all, everybody give a big hand to Ocean rap godding through that. I am having some serious issues here, but going through that, I got to watch most of the map, and that is a lot of positional errors coming out from no one. They got hyper aggressive, and it actually led to their downfall. And once Orchis really took control of the point, other than one small flip, Orchis never really seemed to be bothered going into it, especially with Stuzax on the Symmetra, getting so much value with the turrets and the photon barriers. It was a pretty good performance from them. And we're going to go to Rialto next, as I heard from our producer. I'm interested to see what Orchis is going to decide. Are they going to go on the defense first, or are they going to go onto the attack and really take it to no one?
I mean, this is a cool pick because we actually saw Autumn Canvas just win the forage duel, and you can sometimes force a forage duel on this map. However, I think Nerbrain's now going to think better of that and just go for the Ash, and they'll take the Ash versus forage duel any day of the week. So I'm not sure if that's no one's thinking, but if it is, I feel like Orcus already have that book covered, so it might have made a mistake picking Rialto. One thing I do want to point out, just bring my color brain into the mix, is I am here for play-by-play for the day, but I want to use my brain a little bit, and I want to point out that Billowing Splash is an incredibly talented player at these lower tiers, but sometimes plays a little bit over aggressive. And I mean, it's just costing them so far. The support resources just haven't been there for Billy to play their normal way. And I'm not sure if it's the sustainability and the support comp, or Billy just needs to tune back a little bit and let his team do the talking, let his DPS do the talking. That is the role of a tank player, to create the space for your DPS. And sometimes that line is being crossed by the no one main tank.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at it, looking at our screen right now, it looks like we are going to have a substitution. Billy Splash is actually going to come out
I feel bad now.
for no one. Yeah, you got him benched, Ocean. No, but they're going to go ahead and bring in Cold Tortoise, and this may be a planned move for the side from no one. They may have already decided that he's going to come out and bring the Cold Tortoise in. I don't see much. We don't see much changing else on the other side. You know, I agree with you. I think that Billy really did get very aggressive there, and it was out of position quite a few times, and it really cost no one any kind of point progress and point presence. You know, you got to trust Madly Dankart. I mean, we know that Madly can frag out with the best of them, and you know, Autumn also very capable as a DPS. So we know that the DPS duo really does work. We saw them progress quite far in the playoffs of the CGL. So we know that they can do their job. I think that Billy Splash, being the newer member to this squad, may be a little bit overzealous in trying to prove what he got. But you know, we both know that he can actually play quite well. I just think you got to control the aggression. But if we're looking at the other side, Mobile Gamer on the Reinhardt, absolutely playing his position to a T, letting his DPS do the talking, making sure that there's peel, especially Crowdmines, the peel for the supports that I was seeing coming from them. Absolutely perfect. And no brain on that Ash. Are you kidding me? The headshots that were being clicked, that was absolutely fantastic play. Nice rotations to get around and get the lines of sight onto the DPS and support core of no one.
Yeah, so Cold Tortoise, I'm wondering if maybe they're more comfortable on a hero like Orisa, which double shield, very prevalent on this map. You can see Orisa Sigma variants. You can see a lot of different variants double shield on the map. So maybe an Orisa pick is coming in here from no one. That's something I might want to speculate. But we also have a sub for Orchis, as Beta Killer 1897 will come in for Stuzex. Now, when I look at Stuzex, I've seen Stuzex play a little bit. I always think that they're quite good at these wackier heroes. They're also pretty good at heroes like Genji, are pretty prominent right now, but they're always good at these sort of wacky heroes. So maybe going to something a little bit more sustainable and Beta Killer for this next map of Rialto.
I mean, you're going to expect them probably to come in on the projectile DPS role, as that's what Stuzex was playing. No Brain showing a lot of class on the Southern Bell there across the maps, and also you know, he also played the McCree in Control Center and got a lot of value out of that. As we head to beautiful Rialto here in Italy. I'm really wanting to see how they're going to aggress out here, aside from Orchis on the defense. You know, we didn't really mention a lot from them, but King Bowser and I touched your spaghetti. Pretty darn good. Support line. You know, I want to see what they're going to bring to the table here, and I liked King Bowser's Baptiste. The placement that he had, he really changed the level of the eye of the attacking coming in from no one. Really good job on the Baptiste, and I think they're going to bring that out again. I mean, they're pretty much showing a meta comp on their defense, even though No Brain may be bringing out something a little bit special. I like this pick. I want to see if they do stick with this. What's the duplicate? What's their win condition using the duplicate? Who are they going to get? We shall see here in just a few seconds, Ocean.
And probably the Genji or the Widowmaker, or the Winston, not the Widowmaker. Winston, if I imagine correctly. I mean, you could maybe go for the Widowmaker and then try and, you know, take the Widow drill. That could be something interesting if you want to try and alpha your opposing DPS. And Italy's a fun country for me, so I'm happy we're going to Rialto twice tonight because, I mean, I've been there. It was a lovely country. More about that later, if we get some time. But no, it's back to the action. It's both of these teams. Look to get a foothold in this series, no one. On the attack, as the defense is, of course, our winners from the previous map, Orchis, as they elected to defend first. We see the offense go for a wrecking ball dive, and it doesn't quite work out, so then they ping pong quite nicely, actually. Ping ponging means your tank goes in, then your other tank comes in and kind of engages on the opposition that way, or it's also used point present generally from the defense. So that was a cool ping pong maneuver. Wrecking ball comes in, doesn't get anything, then Winston comes in to apply even more pressure. But this time, they come in together to try and get a lot of damage down. They are getting that damage down. The immortality field is up, and Beta Killer's going to take full advantage, pick up 2 kills. Ground Mines will pick up another. And it looks like the defense will hold firm.
Well, I mean, and you've seen some huge anti-nades coming in from Big Burrito. That is 2 big nades in a row. And already almost 80% to the nano boost that would be available to Autumn Canvas on the Genji. But if you look at the DPS ultimates right now, it's staggering what's getting done and what's not getting done. And Madly is deciding to bring out the Junkrat to really spam this double shield composition. But Beta Killer maybe progressing in with the Bob to stemmy some of this aggression, especially Avian Tech's. Oh my goodness, got burned down with that focusing beam. So much damage being done there. You're looking at the sustain right now. You know, both support's gone, and you invest the Primal Rage into that. Not necessarily a good call there, Ocean.
Yeah, not really, but I actually did like some of the dive ping pongs I was seeing from them earlier, but now it's up to the DPS as their tanks are down, and Autumn Canvas taking up that role quite well. We'll get that Mega Health Pack after picking up 2 kills, and eventually the offense will get going as they now switch over their tank line to that Ryan Zarya composition and get ready for the next fight. The defense are going to try and engage here at the end of Rialto because, I mean, Rialto is one of the easiest map to full holds in the game. Actually, the highest full hold percentage in the game. I love that stat so much. Here comes the hold with the Bob combination. Doesn't quite get anything. The Greta Flux will pick up the Reinhardt, and they will probably isolate the Reinhardt on the right-hand side. They will core Tortoise, will go down, and with the main tank down, the offense also have a respawn disadvantage. Nanoboost will come on to Cryo Mines if they want to get that high charge Arias and damage and get that Graviton Surge online, but they can't quite build it up. And Big Burrito will get taken out, so the offense will probably want to back off here and reconsider attacking.
Not if you're Medley Dankart and you have a tire of him. Oh!
He had it, Firefly. It's gone now.
Hey, it went bye-bye, but I mean, the contest is real here, and you've really got to... Marshall.
Hang on.
I think we're done. Well, Beta's doing it their damnedest to get in there, and duplicated Moira. Not long for this world, and taken down. No Braid does take down the Avian Tech, but they do get the capture of point A after a very solid defense coming out from Orchis. A lot of investment of ultimates there to no avail. So, you know, you're at a bit of a ultimate disadvantage as you're going around the corner of death here. You have Shatter, you have Coalescence to really aggress in with, and I'd like to see... What?
The accretion from Cryo Mine. That's only Dankart gets a little bit greedy, trying to concussion mine over the top. Doesn't quite work out, gets rocked off the map. That's a clip for the Twitter later on. That's absolutely hilarious. I haven't seen that in a long time. And I do kind of want to go back to the previous fight because it felt like Orchis were in a great position to full hold. They used their ultimates quite wisely at the start of the fight, but then Manly Dankart, once they came in for the Rip Tower and the Rip Tower was destroyed, they just lost focus. Cool Tortoise was able to just walk in with the Rocket Hammer and get those kills and turn the fight back around.
Absolutely, and you know, also investing the Bob into that fight once so much was gone out of their wheelhouse. Not very much available to them, and Autumn Canvas, you know, locking in these Deadeyes, really zoning Orchis out. No one has a yeah. This is just filthy coming from Orchis on this corner of death. They are investing everything. They are not wanting to let this corner up. Bob doing a lot of stalling there for them. And really getting some frenetic activity going in here. Now, Nobrain on the duplicated Reinhardt. Let's see if he can get a Shatter built up. I don't know if they're going to be able to.
Well, he's going to try and play extra aggressive, gets stunned out, however, has the killing and backing from his team, gets a shatter, however, will get popped out of that duplicate, so no more shatter from No Brain, however, stays alive on the Neko, will get back to his arrested shield. Big Burrito, although if he gets halted together, will rally his team up as they try to go forward, however, Sticky Mines and Dynamite into the hole will be a lot of damage. I don't think they can deal with it. I don't think they have the sustainability. Aviantech goes down as well, so they're gonna have to back off and rethink for another push.
Yeah, this should be a full reset coming from No One, and let me tell you what, we've got some hit scan duels going on here between Canvas and Beta Killer. Adam Canvas is getting a Deadeye once every 2 fights, and he is proving a lot of damage potential into this bunker defense of Orchis. However, we're going to look and see a Gravitic Flux coming out from Cryo Mines, really stopping the progression there. Coalescence pop by Sage's Castle. Going to be able to help aggress around this corner. Hopefully, they can round the corner here, Bulls, or Ocean.
You're so used to guys with Bullskunk. I mean, I know I'm as attractive as Bullskunk, but I have hair now, so Billy, like, you've no excuse. I have hair and he doesn't, so there's no excuse for that one.
It's they have different stuff, and now the absolute snowball.
Oh, speaking of habits,
right?
There's another ICCR shatter from Cold Tortoise, and speaking of habits, again, late captures on points for the side of No One as they look to get back into this series. However, No Brain switching over to the Reinhardt and the duplicate will say no to that. About to build up another GCR shatter. Can they get it off? Not quite. Beta Killer will get a kill on it. It's going to be a bit of a stalemate here, but I think Orchis are going to back off and wait to take a better engagement. Only 3 members left standing for the offense. However, they do just about have the advantage as they have the ultimates online. They have right 4 coming in to this next fight compared to the 3, almost 4 though, on the side of the defense. So it's going to be a bit of a chaotic fight here. Here comes the Holt. Aprecia doesn't quite get anything, and Coalescence to mash. Both teams going for the Gravitic Fluxes. That's a bit of a tongue twister. I forgot how hard that was to say when you're playing color. But Madly Dank got losing the hit schedule. Rally goes off, gets armor to the defense, and Rally goes off, gives armor for the offense. And this is just a crazy chaotic fight. I feel like whoever wins this one will probably be the victor of the match. However, I Touch Your Spaghetti goes down. And the Deadeye from Autumn Canvas in the backline is going to look for it. Going to get a shot onto Beta Killer. And now going to look for that Deadeye now. Needs to get rid of that Ash though, so he can't get shot out of that animation. Going for the Deadeye now. The arrested knows he's there and he's going to take it out. And looks like all 3 points will go over to No One. Okay, so I am back on my own. They actually just fired Billy for getting my name wrong. So unfortunately, I don't have Billy anymore. So we fired him. I would say unfortunate, but good riddance for calling me Bullskunk. I'm a bit offended to be called one of the greatest play-by-kind casters outside of Overwatch. Like, you can't do that to me, right? I am my own identity. But anyways, speaking of identity, no one showing off an identity that we didn't see in the previous map as they capture all 3 points here in the ulti. I think they struggle on point A, and realistically, Orchis had the opportunity to full hold. However, that opportunity went away, and they kind of lost that big ultimate bonanza in the last fight, which led to No One being able to capture all 3 points. And now Orchis are under pressure to try and maintain the lead in this series. They're going to go and put No Brain on the far and Beta Killer on the Ash, try and just attack from as many angles as possible. But going into the double hit scan composition, coming out from the side of No One, it is definitely going to be a task for them. Both of these hit scans will have that Mercy Pocket in Sage's Castle, so options available for what Sage wants to do with that damage boost in particular for the side of No One. On the offense though, they're running the more stable and consistent double shield composition with the versus Sigma, so if they can put pressure on the Cold Tortoise and the Reinhardt, they'll definitely have an advantage in this match. And King Browser has had a great series on that Baptiste so far. Nice direct onto the Ash, and that's going to get healed up by Sage's Castle, but now the damage is able to come in from No Brain, playing this Nuncha couple pretty well, not playing as aggressive as Autumn did in the last series, which got them caught out on Garden. No Brain again, trying to get aggressive now, will get a kill, however get traded out, so it's not going to matter too much. Actually, they will have that round, so they'll have a quick advantage. Immortality Field first around the corner, allowing the Orchis and the Sigma to get some traction in this next fight. And now they have no brain back. A Beta Killer has the angles. Both of them developing an astoundingly nice crossfire, which means that the offense will keep on rolling through for now. Gonna leave a little bit of a break here in the action as we try and just admire Beta Killer on the Ashe, who's been astounding in the series before, and that's a late pick on the Avion set, and I don't think the defense will be able to cement a comeback on point A, and it looks like Orchis will capture that point immediately. As we continue on so far. So the Dankard goes on again. They're just unable to pick up any momentum despite having the favored composition in this matchup. They're unable to get anything done because no brand and Beta Killer have such an effective crossfire. They're able to get so many kills, but now it's 4 versus 4, and they won the 4 versus 4 duel before did Autumn Canvas. And can they take that on again? We'll wait and see. They are going to hit the bar once, quite get the kill command. The Dankard will go down. The Ashe duel is won by Beta Killer, and the barrage comes in. However, it doesn't get any kills. There's still a chance in the fight for no one in the defense. They get a kill on the King Bowser, however, it's resurrected, and it's just a nasty fight from both teams. Autumn Canvas running low, waiting for the Mercy to get back to them, and they will. So this is just a crazy fight again. Ultimates coming off for the offense as they get a little bit snarky, and they don't get too much value despite still having that supercharger and Valkyrie up. They have massive damage. They will potentially get a kill on the Cold Tortoise, and that will get them back in the fight. This is getting insane now as Beta Killer now finally gets a kill, and it looks like the side of Orchis will wrap this fight up. Beta Killer now looking for the kills, however, gets caught out for being over aggressive, and also allows Autumn Canvas to build more ult charge on the Pharah. So Pharah, if they can get that barrage in, could be pretty potent. They also have the Bulb as well, so they have options on the defense if they manage to get a touch and stop the crazy plays coming in from No Brain and Beta Killer. They get that Bulb in to get some space, and they also allow the Reds to come on to the Dankard. And I mean, this is a crazy second fight. You know, it stemmed off the craziness from the last one. Now Beta Killer's going to invest there, but it's going to pick off the Baptiste. So the Immortality Field's gone. The support, the main burst healing from the defense is gone, and now there's an opportunity for the offense to get involved. However, they may have got involved too quickly. The Grid Flux comes in, however, it doesn't get much done. And the offense are now in a pretty good spot to take this. However, Autumn Canvas may have something to say about that. Looking for a target with the barrage. We'll go for it. We'll get the Baptiste. And this fight is slightly even. However, Beta Killer gets a kill. And this fight again, pretty crazy. Nice shatter. And No Brain, however, will counteract it, saving the rest of his team with the barrage. And it will take lead on this offense. 4 minutes 30 left in the clock as they aim to get through the end of Rialta. And we're going to continue this one. Maybe for a bit break, as Cold Tortoise is going to go over to the Orisa on the defense. So now 2 more consistent double shield compositions going up against each other. Pretty much mirror matchups, if you will. No Brain. Now at a bit of a disadvantage. There's not much air for the 4 to go around, and the double hit scan composition is going to be able to powder in damage in against that 4. And I mean, the positive for the offense is Beta Killer's hitting everything, and is going to have the Valkyrie on his side. So more resources for Beta Killer in this next fight. And they have the amplification matrix as well, so options. And I mean, there's even more options now as that McCree is down. The Gravitic Flux is up. The Orisa will fortify out of it, but it's not going to matter too much if that Dynamite gets the damage in, and Beta Killer will get the damage in, because that's what Beta Killer does. They're a beta, and they kill. And that is the definition of a Beta Killer. And it looks like the offense are gonna take this one. They're gonna wrap up Rialto with a massive time, like about 3 minutes. I don't think anyone else can touch the Ashe. Won't try. The Dankard will get onto the point, get the Bulb on point as well. So time is definitely there, but to no avail with the Bulb from the offense will come in. And I mean, that Bulb has aim lock, so it's gonna be putting pressure onto that Wrecking Ball. And the offense will camp actual 3 points eventually. However, it's not going to matter what the defense do, but they will get time off the clock. 3 minutes 28 to 1 minute for either teams. Time back in. Good not to lie. Over it's starting to lie a little bit. But what a series we have on our hands. And I mean, we might have saw a bit of a momentum switch, and usually when you lose all 3 points of Rialto, that momentum is gonna switch. But Orchis coming right back into this series with fire. They want to keep the lead of the series. They want to finish the series and go off to bed. 3 minutes 28 on the clock for them and 1 minute on the clock for their opponents. They're 1-0 down in this series. No one have to find something out of nowhere here if they want to get back into this one. As we take a little bit of a breather. Let the atmosphere of Rialto sink in. And we have a bit of time here. And I was going to talk about why I love Italy so much. And I mean, we'll tell a little bit of a story. I mean, we'll take the tension off these two teams who have been fabulous so far. And I went to Italy. I was about 14, 15. And I'll tell you what, I wasn't in Venice where we are now, where the Rialto River is. We were actually in Verona on a ski trip. It was super awesome. And the last time we went into Verona, we went to Verona Colosseum. And Italy is such a beautiful country, man. This map is also beautiful as well, which is why I resonate with it so much. It's also super fun to watch. I was talking about Shanghai Dragons being insane to watch on this map, and watch their Winston player Fearless just pop up. It's super interesting to watch. As these teams get ready, I just wanted to say I love Rialto, I love Italy. As we get into this match in the offense, they've got 1 minute left on the clock as they try to get as far through Rialto as possible. They struggled on first point originally, but will that be the case when the pressure is on? It's control going on the side. Madly Dankert will take on Beta Killer. Beta Killer landing his shots. Madly Dankert has to back off as Autumn Canvas looking to build up that Dragon Blade. That's going to be the win condition for the offense. However, it's going to be difficult to play aggressive and build up to that Dragon Blade without any Zarya bubbles, any particle barriers, and Avienta is down, so they have none of those available. I wonder if Orchis are just going to hold the fort down, or if they're going to use this advantage and just put the mantle in on that offensive no one and try and get those kills. However, what they've done is they've conceded a bit of space here, and Madly Dankert has the high ground and will win the hit schedule. I feel like they were a little bit too cautious there. They gave up the space. Madly Dankert took advantage, however. They will pick up a little bit of the pieces. The up matrix plus a bit of a poorly intended pin from Cold Tortoise will swing the fight back around, and Orchis in firm control of this map. They just need to finish off the kills as quick as they can. However, the coalescence is going to make that difficult to close to the Gravitic Flux. And I think Orchis are going to hold on here on point B and set a reliable win condition for themselves to try and get a 2-low lead in this series. More about the elite trip. I know you're always wanting to know about what else gets up to in his spare time. It's also where I bought my Pikachu onesie. So if you're wondering where Pikacaster is today, I'm afraid they're not here because I'm not wearing a Pikachu onesie. I mean, they're gone. They're not here. But that's also just a cool story. And another cool story in this matchup is the support lines, because we've seen King Bowser pop off on that Baptiste and really be the difference maker. Those immortality fields and those amplification matrix, like that amplification matrix there at the end, was super magical for their team. And I mean, I feel like Big Burrito hasn't been able to match that Baptiste. Was more comfortable on the Ana originally. So maybe just thinking over the support compositions would be a good idea for no one. Heading into probably a break after map 2. They'll have a little bit of space. So both these teams going back to that more consistent double shield, and I also think that they should have went for the Orisa Signal right off the start on their original defense, because man, that was a big role from the Orisa Signal composition coming out of the offense, which was now of the offense again in Orchis, who Orchis have looked really, really good this entire season. I've heard some things about them being probably the top team in the junior tier, and wow, this is our semi-finals now, and they will head into the finals with a big stamp of approval from me if they can take this series. Let's see if they can do it. I mean, they can take a 2-0 lead and get really close to doing it now. Both these teams taking firm control of the bridge, both kinetic grasps down, so 2 critical cooldowns from each team as well. The Fortify comes off from Cold Tortoise, so Orisa is lacking that vital cooldown to keep her alive. This is going to be a bit of a mess on the bridge, but that's a huge dynamite from Beta Killer to get the damage onto the defense. However, Mobile Gamer did go down, so they did lose that. However, Cold Tortoise is down as well. And with the respawn advantage for the offense, that could favour them greatly. However, unless Madly Dankert and Autumn Canvas get some kills, they're going to have to back off. However, what they have done is they've bought some time. 2 minutes 49 left in the clock for the offense, and you have to get a good clean fight win in. Madly Dankert throws in the ball behind the amplification matrix. It's not their amplification matrix though, so it's not going to make a difference. Aviansat gets some kills as well to help them out. Third kill now for Aviansat as they're wiping the floor on the Sigma pick, and Now it's time to reevaluate for the offense and the side of Orchis as they have 2 minutes 20 on the clock to win one clean team fight. However, they're at a severe all-bank disadvantage. Supercharger, Gravitic Flux, and probably Deadeye plus both of the Sport Ultimates online for the defense, whereas the offense only really have the Riptire and that Bob Ultimate. Gravitic Flux comes in from at the end set to try and win this match out. However, it's not going to be to any avail as Supercharger will come in as well. So they've invested both their tank ultimates, but I feel like they're going to get a bit of a foothold in this fight. However, a nice Holt accretion combo might twist it the other way around. However, another big Holt from the defense. However, they're all going low. They have to back off. And it's going to be difficult because now Beta Killer has the ball to try and catch them off in this rotation. Killer waiting for the opportunity, but no, Britain is going to take the opportunity first away from their TPS partner. Now, there it is. It's go time for Bob to do something, and they are going to do something. They take out 2. They might get a third, and actually Beta Killer will steal the kills. That's 4 for Beta Killer, and this map is over. 4 divided by 2. It's 2-0 to the side of Orchis.
That is absolutely dominating coming in from them. From the side of Orchis and Beta Killer on this Ashe. As I pointed out in the previous maps, really showing their flexibility and showing their skill on the Southern Belt, getting so much value, especially here in the overtime period. The Halt Bob combos and just the gun down sights. Such a great amount of damage coming out of Beta Killer. Looking at that damage, 22k damage. Are you kidding me? That is absolutely massive, and I want to really, once again, thank you, Ocean, for carrying so hard as I'm having some massive internet issues here with a thunderstorm over my house. It is a bit of a struggle here for me tonight. I've never done that, but we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, make sure that we're all synced up, and we'll be back with you in just a few moments.
Welcome back as Orchis in our semifinals of the NA Xbox Junior here at GitGud on Xbox. Have a chance to go to our grand finals. They're one map away. However, no one have a distinct identity, and they want their distinct identity back as they will try to work their way back into the series with a reverse sweep. What do you think, Billy? Can we do it?
I mean, they showed signs of life, right? So
Yeah.
the possibility is always there, and it is their map pick once again. No one. So let's see what they do here going into King's Row. We did bring back Billowy Splash in, so we're going to see the aggressive Ryan here. I think we're going to see Brawl coming out from no one. Orchis, they could show up with the double shield meta again. And looking at Spaghetti and King Bowser, I mean, they have just really done just a fantastic job of keeping the teams up and really enabling Beta Killer and No Brain. I mean, No Brain showing up on this Ash or Beta Killer showing up so bad on this Ash. I mean, just a fantastic performance all around from Orchis T2. But on no one, I mean, looking at what they're bringing out, if the brawl is real and if they really stay coordinated and stay as a compact six, I think they do have a chance to pull back into this match.
Yeah, both of these teams have definitely shown good strides, especially for junior teams. They've looked pretty well coordinated. I think as you've kind of touched on everything I really wanted to touch on. But one thing I am gonna flex, right? I'm just gonna flex right here. Is on our last map on Italy. That is one country that I have my only ever did on, but we're now moving to the country I actually live in, where I haven't, and I feel like that's quite weird. So I thought I'd mention it because this has been a slightly odd series.
It's been a very odd series. And looking at what we see from another division here, it looks like the winner of this match is going to play against Diamond Gatekeepers in the finals.
Ooh.
So that is going to be something that we're looking forward to. So we do know what the other side of our finals is going to look like. And is it going to be no one starting the reverse sweep here? Or is it going to be Orchis Tier 2 coming in and taking a 3-0 sweep and really sealing the deal, as it were?
I really hope no one takes it because, well, actually, I really don't hope no one takes it because that means that we only have one team in the final because they're against no one.
Ha ha! I see what you did there. You're hilarious. But I really want to see some measured aggression coming out of no one here. They've just been disjointed at times. Like Big Burrito is trying to keep the team up, and sometimes Sage's Castle will get a little bit out of position and not be able to back up Big Burrito on the main healing role. Because I mean, we saw a ton of huge anti-nades coming out of the Ana for no one. And Madly Dank and Autumn are really being kept in check. I mean, they have moments where they pop off and things seem to go their way. But then it's just like there's nothing they can do once the healers have been targeted out, and not having that immortality field at points where they've swapped off of heroes. Yeah, I mean you've got to keep the BAP in.
Yeah. So, anyways, looks like we've had a quick DC. However, I do want to talk about how we brought Billy Splash back in. Billy, we talked about earlier in the series, is a really aggressive Reinhardt player who we know is pretty talented, and we will know demand those resources. But going into King's Row, where it's kind of the home of Reinhardt being aggressive, you see so many great Reinhardt players on this map. Do you think that really does help Billy Splash in particular in this map?
I think it does. I think that taking him out, giving him a quick breath, especially from what happened on Li Zhang, I think taking him out and letting him get a breather. And I think that, trying to run the Rhine on Rialto at points, especially if you're going in against a double shield meta, it can work, but the coordination has to be there. And I don't know if they necessarily have the same synergy that what Cold Tortoise had during their attack phase on Rialto and the defensive side as well. So I think as we all know, King's Row really lends itself to being brawly, being up in a person's face, and I think that Billowy Splash really does exemplify that in a main tank. So we'll see if they can keep the heals on them, or whether or not it's going to be a bit of a wash.
Yeah, one thing I do kind of feel like is when you're playing a really aggressive main tank like Billy Splash, the win condition kind of changes from not your DPS but to your main tank, and that's not always the best idea because you can't have your Reinhardt swinging up at an Ashe on the high ground. That's not how that works, you know. I mean, you can try, but you're not going to hit her. So
You
like, what?
you could always try. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. But as far as being able to accomplish it, I don't. I mean, we haven't seen it yet. We haven't
I
seen
kind
them be able to do that yet.
when I was like explaining that, I kind of like picture like not actually like the Reinhardt swinging it, like just Billy Splash with a massive hammer trying to swing at an Ashe who's like in the game. I don't know why I'm picturing that. I don't even know what Billy looks like, but I'm picturing something. But that's what I've went with. And one thing I want to just touch on because we are what I can see from our PLC is that we see a consistent break back composition from the defense again, which is our Orchis with the versus Sigma. So something that is really consistent and stable, something that I've been good on the entire series, something they're comfortable with. And I see Beta Killer on the Ashe again with no brain on the Junkrat. So spam damage, dynamite damage, just Beta Killer killing things is what I expect from them. And it is going to be really difficult for Billy Splash to play aggressive into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just wow. I mean, Madly Dankart's going to have to come out and really put this team on his back, as we see. You know, we've seen what he can do on a Junkrat. I think that getting into the shielding is going to be, priority number one, and hopefully landing some concussion mines to really take some of the pressure off of Billy. If those two work in more tandem together, I think that this goes a lot stronger for them. But if it's not, then we're going to be looking at a very quick roll.
Yeah, I mean, well, as I've always really said with aggressive main tank players, you're putting resources in your main tank, which is high risk, high reward. Like sometimes you'll just roll through fights and win them as fast as possible. Sometimes you will just hard feed, and I am concerned that it could go the hard feed route. But I mean, when you are playing at a lower rank, there's always the chance that something messy happens, something nice happens, and it goes your way, and you continue that momentum. So we'll see if that happens. But since we have a player waiting to come back, we're going to throw this to a quick break, and we'll be right back shortly. Yeah, welcome back. We apologize for the delay, and a little bit more time to reset for the side of no one as they want to get back in the series, but also just having a player DC and having that panic might not have helped them. What is your sort of stance on that?
When you're ready to go in and then you have a player disconnect, I always find that it's super mentally frustrating, especially if you're on the losing end because you're wanting, to get out there and really get into it. But I mean, on the other side of that, it may give your team just a few more seconds to breathe, a few more seconds to really lock down what you want to do and how you're going to do it.
Yeah, so they go for this dive composition and they're waiting for something, and now it's go time. The Winston comes in, Billowing will follow up, and they'll get a kill immediately on the King Boys. That Baptiste has been causing them issues the entire time is down. However, they all get a little bit of a reset from the defense. However, Madly Dankart gets rid of the break, and there's no heals now for the rest of Orchis, and that dive was extremely well set up. And they'll get the kills immediately. However, they did lose their Winston early on, so that's something they may want to think about. Maybe putting an immortality field onto their Winston maybe early on next time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cryomine staying up and not going down, even though they did capture the first point there, there's enough time and enough space for them to really hold this corner here is around the bookstore. And, Billowy Splash going on to this D.Va is part of the reason why they are getting so much forward progress, using that defense matrix to absolute perfection right now, in conjunction with when Autumn Canvas goes in for the dashes, getting a lot of value out of it. And, the damage mitigation alone is great, but, also being able to protect Autumn with the blade going in. This is going to be a fast push here.
Yeah, Madison gets 2. Immortality field goes away, fades away, and also fading away are the hopes of the defense. They do get 2 kills with the Riptide to try and get back into it, and a D-Mech from No Brain, so they're going to try and bring it back, but I don't think it's going to be possible. It's just Mobile Gamer on the rest, who does get a kill. I think this one's going to be over fairly quickly, but with those kills, they might, if they can, quickly reset, be able to get back into it. And I want to quickly address the D.Va pick, because on this third point, unless that D.Va's on the high ground, they're not going to get too much value. The touch will come in, and it looks like there will be a chance for the defense to hold on point B. After they get those picks, Billy Splash is going to get that mech back, and the defense is going to go for that gravitic foot. So they're going to get rid of the offensive immortality field, and the sound bar is going to come out. So all the defensive resources that the offense had are gone, and No Brain will take full advantage, gets a kill. However, Madly Dankart will trade it back out and get aggressive with the opposition. However, slowly stabilizing for the defense, and I think the Orchis are going to hold on here.
I mean, just a little bit of cleanup kills here coming from the side of Orchis. Big problem that I have right now is that there is absolutely 0 CC other than, maybe the trap and the concussion mines from No Brain. There's nothing to stop Madly Dankart. There's nothing to stop Autumn Canvas when they come in on these aggressive moves. If you are no one, and Bomb is online, you've got Blade online, you've got the Amp Matrix online, and really to defend against it, all you have is a Pulse Bomb.
Here comes the self-destruct. It's going to get the immortality close, so that defense resource is gone. They also have to forget a whip shot to try and push that Genji away, and they're going to push that Genji away, but is it enough? No, it's not, because that Toucher Spaghetti is going to go down to the Dragon Blade. Autumn's still severely low in this backline, but it is getting away, and will get rid of Cryo Mines on the Sigma. I feel like just with that Dragon Blade, that's going to be enough for the offense to carry on through and get point B.
Oh, and the blade was set up by the self-destruct coming from Billy Splash, taking out that immortality field, and it was just a free blade from that point. And I mean, really, a lot of good defensive holding, a little bit of kiting, and avoiding the blade. But the damage was already done with the 2 kills that they got. And looking at it, Beta Killer now going over to that McCree is going to be able, to put some kind of CC damage and abilities into it, and they're probably going to stop this hold.
Yeah, nice block at the time coming in through for Yogg-Sat. That means that ultimate will get 0 value. That Matrix comes through, and it looks like they'll be fine for now on the defense. I really like that dive look coming from the offense. It really looked like they put I touch your spaghetti under pressure. It meant that they had to land those whip shots, and they weren't landing those whip shots. Whip shot is, of course, a very effective and versatile tool, because It allows you to push enemies away and also get that Inspire uptime up, and neither happened because the whip shots weren't being landed. And here comes the whip start from No Brain, but the Immortality Field is perfect. However, Billy Splash is still going to lose their mech. However, it could be worse for the offense. Here comes the Amp Matrix as they look to push back in. Madly Dankart misses that rocket punch, so they'll have to think about engaging again. They will go in now, but it's going to be too late as their Lucio and their Diva have been eliminated from play.
Yep, Supercharger also coming out, Ocean, and that is going to absolutely clean up this fight. And now, you know, as we're looking at it, you have the Gravitic Flux online, obviously, from Cryo Mines, but you're also going to have a Deadeye available. You're almost to another tire, and I think that Orchis has finally found the purchase here on this third point to really stop the aggression coming in. You've just got to watch for the Blade. I think Blade is going to be your first win condition to really knock down, so Beta Killer is going to have to hold this stun or the flashbang to stop him in the middle of the animation.
Here comes the Blade. They've got the Soundfire as well onto it. They're destroying all of their ultimates into this fight, but I'm talking about the Beautiful to take them out. They threw everything at that one ultimate and getting Belly and the Dragon Blade, which isn't the worst idea. However, you have to win the fight cleanly, and they haven't. Their Reinhardt is down, and defense will stabilize for now because they cannot get back into this fight because they have no ultimates, they have no resources to do so. Everything was into that Dragon Blade, and Cryo Mines got the Gravitic Flux onto the Genji, and Auto will have to go back to spawn and think about that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely huge coming from them, and I mean, they really only invested the Gravitic Flux into that defense. Mobile Gamer going over to the Reinhardt now to give AVN Tech a little bit of aggression and a little bit more pause for matters there. And, you know, nice zoning there from Beta Killer with the Deadeye. That's a flashbang and a fan the hammer. That is absolutely what you want to see from your McCree. And as I said, now that this is going on, you know, they've really set their feet here if you are Orchis. And here, oh no, that is a huge kill. Burrito taking down I Touch Your Spaghetti while Raleigh was up. And that might be the push here for them to get in that tire, set up everything there, Ocean.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but Madly Dankart popping up in the Junkrat and clutching up. It really looked like it was all in Orchis' favor, and I think they've thrown it away. And one thing to point out, 1 minute left on the clock, which means if the side of Orchis cap in overtime, they won't get a chance to attack because they've got the exact time that they need for if that to happen, that they will not have Orchis having a chance to win the map. So their win condition is set. If they can get Orchis down to overtime, they will at least continue on in this series. So that's something to think about later on. And one thing I want to draw attention to is, I mean, Orchis, again, that seems like another fight that they should have won and just threw away because Madly Dankart throws in an aggressive ultimate. And realistically, you can't lose your concentration like that. You were in the position to win the map and hold out in point C. You were in the position to do that on point A, where you also originally in the first map. You can't keep making these mistakes, especially when you're heading into the final later on this weekend. Can't keep making those mistakes. You've got to cut those out of your game. Otherwise, you're going to be at a severe disadvantage in the finals. But Orchis still look clean enough to where they still have an opportunity to win this map on King's Row.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, looking at what they're going to be bringing out on the defense, if you're no one, I think Billy Splash really liking the Diva. I mean, he was rated one of the best off tanks in Tier 1 in our former league. And went up to Tier 2 and also got voted the same thing there. So definitely a great Diva player. Diva not in a bad spot, not in a great spot, but he knows how to get the best out of the Diva that you can get. So especially with a Mercy Pocket, that's going to be a lot of extra damage. That's going to be a quick ult charge for them.
Yeah, and they're going to look to set up Beta Killer on the Ashe and No Brain on the Honzo. Looking to get a good crossfire going like they did with the 4 Ashe previously, and they are spamming that damage in and they'll get a pick as well. Madly Dankart down, however, will get resurrected, but Break Burrito suffering as a result, and look at themselves down. Main tank battle, the main tank difference comes through. However, kills for the defense is not quite done yet. This duel was going to be massive, and Autumn wins that duel on the side, so it means that the defense could potentially come back in. Billowy Splash, maybe being a little bit over eager there, and it looks like point A will be cleaned up for the side of Orchis.
Well, I mean, you know, and looking at Madly and Autumn, they were completely separated from their tank and support lines. They went out pursuing kills. instead of staying with the team. And, you know, that was easy cleanup for Cryo Mines. I mean, and Beta Killer getting a lot of value on this Ashe once again. But I'm looking at No Brain. You know, you can launch this first Dragon Strike through the heart of the #1 and get some real forward progress with your payload.
I think he's going to wait for the Graviton Surge fully, and they're going to go for that huge Grav Dragon combo, or maybe just an Ant-Matrix to win off this fight. They will get a kill with the Ant-Matrix Fire Strike, and I think that's going to be enough for them to get through. But nice Immortality Field and a Resurrect, though, for the defense. It's Madly Dankar goes for an interesting Riptide over the top. Can't get over this wall, but will, I'm not sure what's happening here. Goes for it now, and will definitely get 2 kills. An interesting Riptide. So I probably want to go back to your point about the DPS going on from that first fight. I actually don't think that's their problem. I feel like Sage's Castle is on that Mercy. They can go with them, give those resources. You have enough sustainability with the Diva Rhine composition and, or sorry, with Diva Rhine and the Baptiste. You have enough sustainability there. Now, Avientet onto the Zori and Billy Splash onto the Reinhardt as they look to get a foothold in this series. It's going to be a battle of the grabs next fight.
Absolutely. I mean, here comes a shatter out from Billy Splash. Avientet go ahead and launching in the grab. They got an answering grab from that. Autumn Canvas pulling the trigger on the Deadeye, picking up 2. No Brain not to be undone, taking down Autumn in the middle of that animation. So good trades out there for both teams, but you have the res from Sage's Castle, and there's the immediate benefit of having the Mercy there. You have the point presence to be able to really defy any kind of damage coming in. And Madly Dankar, I mean, I've told you, this dude is a Junkrat specialist and absolutely showing his worth right now.
That's Jake Overwatch in the lobby. I'm not too sure, but Madly Dankar builds up to another Riptire and is filing in the kills. We're now in this archway pool that originally was avoided for, because they were originally just getting through this archway for free, but now they have to push through it a little bit more difficultly. Madly Dankar has to run away from No Brain, who has that angle on the high ground. Bob coming through to the offense, but Riptire from Madly Dankar now. Oh, they know the Immortality Field's there, but Mobile Giver walks out of it, tries to get over aggressive, and that means that Reinhardt is down, but Avientet on the side of no one is also down. And Madly Dankar now, with him that aggressive Riptire stance, has to back away and will back away. And with the help of the Ant-Matrix, the fight will be restored over to the defense. Never mind, I just lied. It's Cryo Mines and King Boyser come cup clutch yet again for their team. King Boyser has impressed me so much this series. And the foothold will be restored for the offense and Orchis.
Yeah, and Cryo Mines absolutely popping off there, getting 3 kills there, including the Mercy. You know, I don't know, maybe you saved this Graviton Surge. No Brain about 20% away from their Dragon Strike. There might be time for a recontest here, but you've got to watch out for the high ground here, as we're seeing Big Burrito getting deleted by No Brain. You say go bye-bye. You go bye-bye, and there's point 2 as quick as you like, Ocean.
The problem is, Big Burrito, the Big Burrito's down. That means there's no Immortality Field, which means another quick fight win for the offense. That's 2 fights handed over because of that 1 pick off. And that means the Graviton Surge will get full value, and they will also keep their Dragon Strike.
That is the big point out of that, Ocean, is that they did not have to press Y there. And that's going to be another zoning tool, especially if Mobile Gamer lands a huge shatter here. That could be a game over for this push.
However, Graviton Surge coming out from Avientet, get some kills, however. Zoned off by the Dragon Strike, which means so much damage can't go into that. But never mind. I mean, Autumn Canvas just goes into the backline, gets those kills. We see time and time again that the No One DPS are incredibly capable, and they're showing it yet again.
Yeah, and I mean, that swap over to the Genji, already 25% to the Dragon Blade. That was just 1 dash and a couple of shurikens. And if you are a No One right now, this has got to be a huge tire coming in. The Shatter, when you get it up, has to lay at least 3 people down to really get a lot of value and show a lot of heads for Autumn Canvas. And here comes the Ant-Matrix, so that's going to also help build up these ultimates.
Yeah, Madly Dankar gets the kill on the No Brain, so they will trade out Sage's Castle, who goes down with that Mercy. Going down might have a bit more of a higher effect, as Madly Dankar also in the backline. That's the downside of going for those aggressive Riptires, is you're eventually going to get picked up, you're eventually going to get farmed out. Nice shadow coming through from Mobile Gamer, but the application matrix means they can't walk forward to claim the kills, but Cryo Mines takes the off angle. and build up to another Graviton Surge. It's been extremely difficult for the defense to come back into this, as they're going to come into that Graviton Surge eventually, and they have nothing to deal with it unless Autumn Canvas can come back with a Dragon Blade.
Almost already up to it, but I mean, Madly Dankart is going to have to really get some work on it. There's a big pick right there. There's another big pick. Oh my goodness, Billy's Flash goes up the side with a charge.
Yeah, Cryomite has that Graviton Surge, and then it comes. There's nothing to deal with it, and the damage is going to come through. Nice counter pin from Madly. Well, Madly Dankart hits the rocket punch under the counter pin, and that means the defense can stay alive for a bit longer. Cryomite's highly charged up and just jumps off the map. Goes for the reset, but actually, if they hit Night Alternative Fire melee, they could have maybe won that fight. And now, the advantage off to the defense. If they, I mean, it's gonna be difficult because there's a Growl Blade combo in the defense. How do you even deal with this?
Shatter can cancel both of those out pretty quickly. So I mean, he's gonna have to get behind the shielding and hope that the bubbles are down. Otherwise, it's gonna be game over.
Yeah, one ultimate versus two though, a bit of a disadvantage for the offense. Will they make it work? Orchis have been the masters of making it work. However, Graviton Surge.
Woo! That's a 5 team!
Oh my god, Autumn Canvas! That's 5. Will it be 6 now? Okay. Gotta save the 6Ks for your team, man. I got it. Okay, Autumn. Okay, save the cuts for later.
Yeah, that was huge, though. What a Grav Blade combo coming out of ADN Tet and Autumn Canvas. But, 30 seconds left on the clock. Gotta get it in before overtime.
Yeah, they have to get it in. Otherwise, it's impossible for Orchis to win this map. King Bowser has the Ant Matrix. They have the tools to do so, but 24 seconds left on the clock. Can they do it? Meteor Strike comes in. Will it get a kill? No, the Immortality filter and a nice shield bash means that Madly Dankart will go down. Rally comes in. They have the tools to be able to win this fight. Mobile Gamer struggling to push forward here. Now I can do so. And with that Stormfire, enough time has been wasted to where the defense will at least make it so it's impossible work for Orchis to take the series here. And now, and they'll at least keep themselves in this map as well. Mobile Gamer will get the kill onto no one's main tank. Billy Splash goes down, but here comes Autumn Canvas again with the Dragon Blade. Gets one, however, gets grabbed. Has the Immortality to save him, but it's not going to be enough. Biomines and Mobile Gamer trying to save their team, put it on their back, and not concede a map, and they will do so. I feel like we will go to extra rounds, extra innings here on King's Row. However, Billy Splash is something to send him.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be enough time to get back there. I think that's going to be a full hold there, or a full capture there. However, it's all in no one's court right now, as they did have time on the clock, 1 minute to be exact. So they're going to get this time to try and take a tick here. Either you're going to go to 2-1, or it's going to be 2-0 still, but you're going to go to map 4, and it's going to be still on match point for Orchis either way. However, should they win this map, I think that this is going to be absolutely huge for them. I think that might be a momentum shifter, Ocean, as they've been pretty boomed all night, and I think this has got to put the wind in their sails right now, knowing that they absolutely have a map 4 regardless of what happens here. It just depends, is it going to be 2-0 or is it going to be 2-1?
Yeah, I mean, you have some freedom with your offense. Like, now you know that you can't lose this. You have a little bit more freedom to work with on your offense, which you have to feel benefits this side of no one. However, at the end of the day, you're still down in the series 2-0. That pressure is on you to try and get a map back. This is one of your best chances to do so, and you got to take it. But imagine how different this series could be right now. We could be talking completely differently if there was 59 seconds on the clock when they captured all 3 points. But they have a minute, and that was the crucial time. And that means that they have this period, and they will at least get a map 4. But can they make it 2-1? Let's wait and see.
I think the other thing is that No Brain was on the Hanzo the entire map and not giving enough. I didn't see enough value, other than the one Graviton Surge that he got a 4K out of. That was all I saw. The Dragon Strikes didn't really get much value. Didn't really zone out as much as you would have thought it would. So I think that was a bit of a stubborn pick, as you and I talk about all the time when we're off camera. We talk about stubbornness of DPS not wanting to switch to what's really needed instead of what they want to play.
Yeah, so they set up the exact same dive they did the last time. However, this time the defense were ready. They adjusted their positioning so they couldn't get corralled by the dive competition. The Winston unable to get that massive damage. And this time, Orchis will survive that first fight. However, 17 seconds left on the clock. There's still time to go for the rest of no one to have a chance. Will they succeed though. Dive comes in, Winston Bubble already gone. Will they even be able to touch the point? Can they get that touch? So Winston's taking so much damage. Manly Dankart has to get aggressive to touch. Will go down, and Winston getting whip shotted away to inspire up for the defense, and the Winston's forced back. So no more damage from our favorite monkey. Tries to get in there and get some damage in, but I don't think it's going to be up. The res on the Manly Dankart will not help out. And it will be a map 4, however, it will be still Toyota Orchis.
Yeah, and I mean, that was just a perfect defense there. However, they would have wanted to have a chance at it. But as it stands, that could be the start of a reverse sweep. I think that, getting this result that they got, showing what they were made of here on Kings Row, when they're down match point, they never gave up. And they really, really took it to Orchis there. And Orchis did not have an answer. They did not have an answer for Autumn Canvas on the Genji. We saw a 5-man blade, for goodness sakes. I mean, yeah, that was such a well-placed and a well-timed Graviton Surge into the blade. They had already taken down the Immortality Barrier. And, it was a free blade. It was a free grab and a free blade. Took complete advantage of it. And now we're going to be looking to see where we go for map 4 here. Look, I haven't seen where we're going yet.
Please give me my favorite map. Come on. I wish to do so. No one actually will get another map pick. How it works here is whoever lost the previous map that was lost by anyone will get to pick and select again. So then again, Orchis will get to select their attack or defend first, which is a huge advantage on our assault game mode. But I'm praying we go to Volskaya. This is my favorite map of the game, which means we probably won't go there. But Anubis would probably be a pretty good pick for no one because they've got Mary Dankart, who is insane at the Junkrat. Hanamura would be pretty good probably for Orchis because Beta Killer is probably the better Ashe in the lobby right now. So we'll see where we go. But Volskaya, I think, would be the most interesting one because, Autumn Canvas could play the Genji and No Brain, or Beta Killer could play the Ashe. So there's so many different options if we go to Volskaya, and that's why I secretly hope we go there.
We're not. We're going to go to Temple. We're going to go to Temple of Anubis. But it's still a playground for Junkrat. So, Manly Dankart absolutely get the value out of the Australian bomber here. Autumn Canvas, I'm going to want to see either a hit scan come out of them or, you can bring the Ashe. Not always a hit scan, but, most of the time is a hit scan. Billowy Splash, showing their worth on the Diva. And Diva can be very, very useful here. On Anubis, especially, attack or defense, the ability to change the eye level from high to low, or to be able to contest high-low, going down, up, and down. That is something that is good, and we really liked seeing what they had out there. Didn't get much out of the self-destructs other than some really good zoning and destroying some immortality fields. But I think that really giving Autumn Canvas on the Genji the freedom to do what they wanted. I think that was the biggest thing that Billowy provided to no one and to especially Autumn Canvas was the ability to really get in there and not worry about taking on so much damage coming in from Orchis.
So we're gonna see Anubis, which we kind of predicted because Manly Dankart gets to play Junkrat, and we saw so much damage from that Junkrat before, but I do want to kind of go and laugh at that reptile. Do you know the one I'm talking about? Where they're trying to get it over the wall and it doesn't work. Also reiterating your point on that Diva pick, there's so much utility that Diva has in her kit. That's what made her strong in this game for so long. The problem is Sigma has more utility. But on maps of high ground, you have so many options with the Diva, and I think Billowy Splash will be able to bring out that pick again if they stay in the lineup. So hopefully we get to see some cool Diva plays. As a Diva player myself, I would like to see that. But no one, this could be a good map for them. And I feel like the fact that they got that draw and they can maybe regain control of the series on a map that really suits them in Assault can definitely help them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, I think that here, especially in the junior division, okay, let's talk about that as well. You can get away with a lot more, not necessarily sticking to the meta that has been developed. I think that you do have the freedom to really go where you want to go with your team compositions. We were seeing Junkrat being played right now and being played to a pretty darn good level. Climbing climbing tire walls, notwithstanding for Madly Dankart, is getting a lot of the value that you want to see coming from a Junkrat, especially, getting into the shielding. I think that there was a couple times that he may have thrown a couple of grenades and concussive mines into a bubbled target and got cryo mines really charged up. But, other than that, I think that the pick was very sound. So we'll see. We'll see what Madly Dankart and team can do here on Anubis. For Orchis, though, does that kind of boom them in the head? Because they kind of played heroes that you wouldn't necessarily want to see, especially the Hanzo. Sticking with the Hanzo on your offense the entire map, it doesn't work, and we all know that. And they didn't even play to the Grav Dragon combo.
Yeah, it seems like the plan was just use Grav Dragon and that's our win condition at each fight, but they didn't use the combo. I didn't think I used it once. And they didn't even pull it off. They got immortality pills.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even, when they had it online, but they didn't even use it. They actually used storm arrows into the graviton surge. There was obviously no immortality barrier there, so it was an easy 4K. But I mean, what happened to the dragon after that? I didn't see what happened to the dragon strike after that. I don't know if they used it. They had graviton surge to be able to stop the defense from coming out of spawn. They didn't use that, so there were some questionable decisions not to press Y. I mean, you can be cautious, but you have to let loose with them every once in a while.
Yeah. We are going to see stuff for Orchis. We're going to see Stuzex come in, which I imagine we're going to see either Genji or Junkrat from Stuzex, one of those a little bit more wild out there picks. And I think that makes sense. I think that's something that we kind of expected to happen. We could also see Symmetra. They played Symmetra early in the series. Symmetra could be a bit of an old bull pick on this map. And I wouldn't be surprised if Orchis decide to defend first, set their win condition, because that's definitely a powerful asset to have on these assault maps.
Right, and it is still their choice since they were the last loser of a map. Well, actually, yeah, it would be Orchis choosing attack or defense. I think that you need to go defense here. I think that if you are Orchis, I think you go defense first, and you find out what your win condition is going to be. I love having that choice in the back of my head when I'm going on to the attack, especially if you're trying to mentally boom them. And I think that getting that done just really doubled, because no one did come back. And even though they didn't win the map, they drew the map. I think that plays into the mental status of what no one is going through right now. And I think that the wind is going to be in their sails. They're going to say, hey, we can actually compete with these guys.
Yeah, so I mean, speaking of trends, we've just had Sage's Castle DC immediately again. So no one have a little bit more time again to think about their approach this month. They're still 2-0 down in the series. So they need to get back in football. They need to win 3 maps in a row, otherwise they will not move any further, move to our grand finals. So we'll see what happens. On the defense, we are going to see a very potent DPS lineup, especially with the damage boost. Junkrat Nash, it's going to be so much damage for the choke, and especially at lower SRs, it's going to be really difficult to see them move through that choke. And that's going to be exciting to see if they can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting to see what they're going to come out with, and I'm very interested to see what Stuzex brings out. I mean, we really could have dueling junks here, especially on the offense. I mean, you can get above and over around a lot of people with those concussion mines if you know how to time them right. The answer that I want to have right now is who is going to stop Autumn Canvas on this Genji, should it stay like this, as they have shown that they're very wily in getting in and around the compositions. And I'm wondering, what is the stopping of Autumn Canvas going to be?
That's something for me as well, but I mean, at points, King Bowser has been able to shut out the DPS just by using immortality fields. But what I would like to see is maybe some defensive holds just to push Genjis away. Or even, I touch Spaghetti, maybe forgoing the Mercy to try and pocket their DPS here, which I mean, it might not be the best option because you want to just force them and keep them at the choke, especially at this low level. But maybe going to that break and making sure that those whip shots get landed, because if those whip shots aren't landed, there's no point in playing the break. Whip shot is a key and a very versatile cooldown. You have to use it properly and you have to hit it. Otherwise, you're not getting value out of break. Nice hold there. Yeah, so maybe too much value between Madly Dankarts. But you're going to get swap off the Widowmaker. Not sure what they're going to go to just yet. Canvas gets taken out immediately. Madly Dankart's going to go to the Junkrat Mirror. What do you think of that?
I do like it. As I was calling for it in the beginning, I think that Madly tried to get an early pick and was quickly denied for their trouble. We're looking at right now, the positioning advantage being shown by Orchis. So much damage coming in right now. Stuzex is almost already to a first tire. This Mercy pocketing different people at different times, getting the ultimate charge up for their players. You were touching on it that you needed the brig. I don't know if Spaghetti is really good on the brig, but I do like this. But that's a huge pick.
Not exactly sure how that happened, especially when you have two shields and a kinetic grasp 100% online, and one of them Junkrat mines got through and got the kill onto that Mercy. Stuzex will go down as well to the fire strike from Evian set, and that means positional advantage on the point for the offense, and no one, as Mobile Gamer runs extremely low, tanks eventually have to contest. Do they have the Immortality Field online? No, they don't. King Bowser down as well, and I have no clue how Spaghetti went down there, but that doesn't really seem acceptable.
Nope. I mean, that was, I don't know why they gave up so much time on that. You had 4 people there. You need to get on there and contest on the point. Even if you die, you don't just stand there and let them take the whole point. I mean, it's still capturing, this is just weird. This is a weird defense here. I mean, we're seeing a lot of huge aggression coming out of no one, and I like that. But I mean, Cryomine's with a huge accretion through the amplification matrix, takes down even 10th. This should allow them to stabilize Ocean.
Yeah, I think they're able to stabilize, but they had to use everything they have realistically, and they realistically shouldn't have had to invest anything. The Riptire got destroyed, so their win condition was gone. But I'm not sure I feel as good about Orchis as I did before. They looked really clean early in the series, but they're just making simple mistakes now. Like that Mercy should never ever in 10 billion years have done. On point, Madly Dankart is going to need some healing to stay alive here as they want to push in. They have some options to push in, which they have the Nano Blade combo. That's what they're going to be really looking for. But first, they need to get rid of the Immortality Field and also buy some time with that Supercharger. Supercharger is going to be used to buy some time, and hopefully for the offense to take no kills. But no, Brand Stuzex and Cryo Mines will pick up some kills, and it's we have to build these flash and not get D-maxed and waste some more time at the clock, but that's going to be a kill they're looking to get.
Absolutely. I mean, No Brain could go down here if they don't get any healing. Oh my gosh, 24 health. You're going to have Bob online, though, and I think that once, I'm not sure how long you stay with the Mercy here. I think that, you can bring out a Moira, you can bring out Vegeta. Here comes the self-destructed over the back.
The Immortality Field stays out long enough, but the Immortality Field's gone, which means Autumn Canvas with the Dragon Blade. We've seen it so many times already this series. Oh, he's going to get the kill on Bob. No, that would be a bit rude. Can't do that. Going to go for the Mercy now, trying to pick him out of the res. Never mind. Mercy's going to get pooped out of the res anyway by Sage's Castles. Cryo Mine's down. It's just the Mercy left. For the defense, going to fly across to the numbers that are coming back. And Mobile Gamer's going to get a kill. Immortality Field's going to keep him alive as he tries to bring the fight back for the defense. However, Riptire comes through. Very sensible. Very good for the ult economy. Nice slam. And it looks like the offense will hold on and win this fight, but Stuzex and No Brain on the Tracer and the Doomfist. The DPS duo trying to save the day, and it looks like they might do it. The Reinhardt's low. Billy Splash trying to use the defense matrix to save them, and it's just trades all round. At least 2 ticks for the offense. Autumn Canvas getting 2 kills, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Oh, and this just turned into a devolved fight into madness. And are they going to get the D-Mac? Are they going to get it? No, I don't think so. You better get out of the cover because you're in trouble.
No, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. They're going to overcommit. No, they're not going to get a good peel from Sage's Castle on a kill on the Mobile Gamer. Man, tank time for the defense, and they're back on the back foot. Autumn Canvas close to the Dragon Blade as well. But No Brain and King Bowser close to their ultimate to try and bring it back. Postpone doesn't quite get anything. The loose Splash gets stunned up, and Sage's Castle will go down. Crazy fights. Once again, Stuzex, the Doomfist, gone. And here comes the blade on him. Why? I'm not sure why the Nano didn't go off there. If Big Bird had given that Nano, that fight would have been done. Self-destruct comes in and gets 2 though! Billowy Splash, we've talked about him so much this series. Trying to come up clutch for the team. Is it going to be enough? Because the Brigida is stalling, the Tracer is stalling, Stuzex is back on the Doomfist. However, just about gets up the point. I don't think it would have mattered. And the offense, just by getting into that with a nice clutch bomb to finish off from Billowy Splash.
Yeah, I mean, that self-destruct really was the difference maker there in taking out 2 people coming from spawn. They never saw it coming. And, I mean, that is what you like to see. You know, they did knock off 3 minutes off the clock, though, Ocean. So, you know, even though the fight sometimes devolved into utter chaos and just abilities being thrown left and right, you really saw the side from Orchis really kind of buckled down and started to get their act together. I think that, you know, having to defend against the Tire and then the Dragon Blade and then the self-destruct coming from Billowy Splash, I don't think that they had enough cooldowns. I mean, they just stacked all 3 of them on top of each other. And they just ran out in the end. I think the ultimate economy, you know, while they held all those, while no one held all of their ultimates there in the end, it was just too much for Orchis to overcome. But, you know, they did take 3 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, 3 minutes off the clock, which means 1 minute 54 if Orchis get there themselves back together. They're going to opt into that Junkrat matchup again, which is a bit of an interesting call on the offense. They're also going to go for the Lucio Baptiste. So, forget showing off another hero in their hero pool. The problem is, yes, they can play all these heroes, but can they play any of them to an extremely high level? We have been seeing mistakes from them in particular on this Orchis lineup, and that has led no one back into the series as they try to engage on play, and they're going to go around the right-hand side and try and claim the space on the high ground for No-Brain on the Ashe to try and get some shots. No-Brain is kind of the DPS glue of this team because they can play absolutely everything, both the projectile roll and the hit scan roll between Stuzex. And Basic Gamer can come in as they please, but now this high ground is theirs. However, Manly Dankar on the fly, looking for angles, gets huge damage in, and they're going to back off without their Baptiste and kind of just hide in this mega health background.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice rotation to the top, to the high ground there. However, you know, I saw a wayward grenade just take poor King Bowser down, didn't even have a chance to regen or anything. So, you know, looking at what Madly Dank is doing, you know, the spam damage is real, and taking down this double shield variant from Orchis, he's just giving them all they can handle right now. I mean, look at the differences in ult charge. He almost has a Tire already, and we're just barely over a minute into this map, Ocean.
Yeah, he's got 60% more ult charge than 36, and that's ridiculous. Against your mirror counterpart on canvas, looking for some light damage this time of their own. However, I might get caught on after that deflect gets cancelled. I know Brain looks to get some damage. Now he has this Mercy Pocket to try and build up that Dragon Blade, but here comes the Riptime. I think Junkrat holding it again in the corner. Stuzex will go down, so the Junkrat's down as well. One Mobile Gamer will follow suit. And now they're kind of stuck up here. They either need to die or get out, and it's going to be impossible to get out when you're getting chased down from all angles. So as long as there's no mistakes from the defense, they should clean up these kills and get a lot of time off the clock.
Yep, and that Tire, you know, making everybody kite around and waste their cooldowns and trying to get out of the high ground there. You've wasted 2 minutes on the clock. Canvas is going to have the Dragon Blade to stop the aggression coming in. Also, look at the tank ultimates. You know, you're going to have Supercharger and the Gravitic Flux almost on the same time there. And Burrito, you know, he has been positioning himself very nicely from starting on King's Row and now here on Anubis as well. The Ant Matrix might be the key to stopping the aggression coming in from them.
Yeah, here comes the Dragon Blade. They've already got kill on the No-Brain, so that dynamite damage is not going to be there to try and pressure out the Genji. And with no pressure on the Genji, it's over for the side of Orchis. Autumn Canvas yet again.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very well-placed and well-timed Dragon Blade. You know, he kind of did it alone and really shepherded everybody into a small area, and that's where the real damage happened. He did get the Immortality Field and 1 kill with the blade himself, but the damage was done by getting them all corralled, and here we go again. Primites might be able to turn this fight on its head, though, if he should be able to land a serious Gravitic Flux here.
Yeah, Manly Tiger getting the kill. Field's dying. and they can't get the Gravitic Flux off because that Sigma is down. You pointed it out nicely, but StuZax on the floor and no brain, the DPS line coming up. Clutch 3 kills, 4 kills for the Ashe. And that means by a little bit of a miracle, the offensive Orchis will be able to claim this first point, and they'll have ultimates to try and snowball.
Yeah, and I mean, why wouldn't you immediately push in? Why would you not be on the Pharah and the Ashe right now? I mean, Pharah is such a good pick. They don't have any hit scan to really deal with it. Billy Splash would be the only person to be able to contest going on, but now going back over to the Sigma is Billy Splash and Madly Dank Art, starting this defense. So, looking at
we are going to look into this fight as the offense makes some switches to StuZax onto Doomfist so they can get rocket punches through the double shield composition and just burst down those two tanks, 300 damage into a wall. You can't block that damage. StuZax there's your kills. Bottom canvas. There's your go time, however. Madly Dank Art close to the rim tower. That could be the tool that they use to get back into this fight. Tank ultimate's online for the offense as well, so they have tools to work with, but they have to deal with that rim tower. And the Matrix is going off. Gravitic Flux goes in there, and the tank gets blocked by the Immortality Field. But it's enough for the defense to claim a fight victory and dwindle the time bank even more.
Yeah, it seems like, they're just having a little bit of issues here, trying to really focus down the targets. It seems like there might be a split of targeting going on if you are Orchis, and, they're going to be underneath the time already of no one. And I mean, I'm liking they keep switching back between this Doomfist and Pharah. You need to stick with one.
Yeah, I mean,
once again, they still have nobody to deal with the Pharah.
Yeah. No, they do. Madly Dank Art's went over the McCree. I mean, both the Pharah and Doomfist are theoretically good picks. The question is, why do you keep switching between them? Just pick one and go with it, StuZax is a very flexible player, and I can definitely play both. Here comes the Dragon Blade, though. Speaking of flexible players, Autumn Canvas on the Genji, looking for the kill. So it's going to get anything this time around. Look at the Immortality Field, but it's enough to give Madly Dank Art some time to put around the map and get the kill on the StuZax, which is their counterpart.
Oh.
And that beats,
Why would you pop beat there? Oh my goodness, you're going to want to have that one back. I hope that was a fat-fingered press of the Y button, because that was absolutely dumb. There's no other way to put it. You know me. I mean, that was just that's a head scratcher of why you would press the Y button there as Lucio. I mean, that's your reason for being there.
This fight's staggering on. They're just getting picks, and time's just dwindling off the clock. I don't think it's possible to capture at this point without overtime now. Yes, they'll have the tools to potentially do so, because they've now got that Bulb ultimate. However, they're coming into 3 ultimates, Supercharger. And actually, no, you're going to come into all the ultimates, because Atmatch is going to help build up the Gravitic Flux, Supercharger, and Valkyrie can help build up the Gravitic Flux. You're coming into all 6 ultimates if you're the offense, and I feel like Orchis are now slowly seeing their control of the series just dwindle away. I feel like the reverse sweep is well and truly on.
I think you're absolutely right, and I thought I mentioned that when they got the tie there, or the draw there on King's Row, they looked so much better than Orchis. I don't know if somebody handed over the controller to their little brother or something, but I mean, it's not looking like the same team.
But anyways, Autumn Canvas comes in, Madly Dank Art also comes in, and yeah, as I said, the ultimate disadvantage is going to be too much, and it's going to be Anubis all the way over for the side of no one. I almost got it wrong and said number 1 again, so I had to hesitate. But no one taking 1 point on the board, 2-1 down the series. Can they head into a map 5? Orchis, they had the control of the series. However, with some mistakes from my touchers began, some other members of the roster, they made it easy for the chance of no one to get back into this series. On the back of that man, Autumn Canvas, just killing everything on the Genji. But for what our last control map is, our next control map is, we still don't know if this series is going to be over anytime soon.
Looks like we're going to Oasis Ocean, so that's going to be our next control map. And now it is well and truly 2-1. And we're looking at maybe a very long night here. Our poor production staff is mostly European, and I feel so bad for them because it's like 3:30 in the morning. It's 3:30 where you're at. Oh my goodness.
Actually, it's unfortunate.
Oh, 4:30. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yikes. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, going to Oasis, we did see Orchis take the first control map. I'm looking to see if we're going to have any kind of substitutions coming in for Orchis or for no one. I think Orchis might need to have a rally and a powwow and get their heads back on straight because this is starting to devolve into a very long, drawn-out night when they thought they probably were going to win in 3.
I mean, upside for Orchis is its control, and the 2 control maps left in the series, which would be Nepal and Oasis. We're starting off on Oasis, as selected by Orchis, and they won the control map early in the series. So they're just going to win one more control map, and they've already shown that they can win a control map in the series. However, the problem is no one has an identity here. They've found their identity, and they are back with a vengeance in this series. And I mean, they dominated Anubis, and that's the only way I can fairly say that. And that's gonna be scary for Orchis to try and get momentum back in the series, try and keep calm, but they gotta keep calm, knowing that they have what a control map, and there's 2 control maps left to go.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I Touch Your Spaghetti needs to really get the focus on because King Bowser is really carrying the support line. But I think they've targeted I Touch Your Spaghetti as somebody to kill first, and then the rest of the team falls down like dominoes. We've been calling it quite a bit. We're not sure which support hero they want to be on, but it looks like they've shown almost every single one so far. So we're going to take it to a quick little break, probably like a 2-minute break, but we will be back with you in just a few moments.
Welcome back to crazy climatic semifinals here on our Xbox GitGud NA Junior category. It's been one hell of a night, and we saw the Minnesota 5 Kings take down Tucker Banditos 3-0 earlier in the senior division in quarterfinals, but now it's coming down to the wire. Potentially 2 control maps. We're going through this next. Orchis 2-1 lead. We're into our map 5. Yes, you can do the math on that one if you've just joined. Figure it out yourselves. We're going into Oasis next. Orchis won our last control map, however, no one coming back into this series after winning the last map in Anubis. We've kind of identified a problem on Orchis, and I mean, I don't like to always do this, but it has to be pointed out. It's the story of the match, so that's our job. I touch your spaghetti. What's going on here, really?
I touch your spaghetti. We're not sure if they have multiple personality disorder or if they're just feeding, but it seems like they're not sure what they want to do on the support role. That's something that we both have kind of picked out at certain times. We see it dropping a sound barrier when your Reinhardt is already down. That was not what you want to see. You want to see them hold that sound barrier to either aggression or take the brunt of the punishment. Coming in from an ultimate, not popping it once you see your Reinhardt go down. You don't. It's not sound Overwatch. And
That's so, sound barrier.
Yeah, I mean, sound barrier is so valuable. And I mean, everybody got wiped like within 5 seconds of it dissipating. They were all done. So you lose all the value, and then they swapping over to the Brigitte and not seeing a lot of value coming out of that either. So I think that you either need to, I think you need to figure out what your support identity is going to be here on Oasis. Otherwise, this could be a very long night for all of us here.
Yeah, I mean, the Brigitte pick was poor, not landing whip shots, not landing bashes, those those key critical cooldowns, not only to get Inspire up, but push those dive characters away, like Autumn Canvas on the Genji. You whip shot that bitch away, and you will get rid of that Dragonblade's value. So that's something they need to think about on I Touch Spaghetti. Also, dying first on the Mercy on point A of Anubis. That's not something that you want to happen. And then again, that time barrier on Lucio. Not good. Coming from I Touch Spaghetti so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I mean, we're still on match point for Orchis. I mean, let's talk about it. They're still up 2-1. So, they're going to have to pull it together here on Oasis. Otherwise, we're going to have to really watch and see what no one can do here. Madly Dankart on the Doomfist, I think it's going to be a problem for Beta and No Brain.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a concern. But we'll see how this goes out. Fight going here on Garden's Cry. Might get the kill on the Albion set, so Dive hasn't quite worked out as the Immortality build is there to apply pressure. So Orchis get back in control not only this round but the series is No Brain. Go for that Genji matchup. 66% to that Dragonblade compared to Autumn Canvas, who's been dominating this series so far for the side of no one. Already beating that Dragonblade charge in that matchup, and it's going to be a late second on the stages cast.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, I think that I Touch Your Spaghetti is just sticking by King Bowser and letting him, really lead the charge as far as keeping the tank and the DPS up and just getting in shots where you can. I mean, getting quite a bit of work done here as they go close to 90%. That's an early grab. Oh, coming out there is the combo there. Beta Killer taking out Avientet, and this is going to be a very quick turn back here. However, that is a unfortunate pin kill coming from Billowy onto No Brain.
Yeah, so they get that fight done and dusted. They get a nice counter search that combo with the Dragon Blade. So they use a lot of ultimates, which means that's going to be all up to on Canvas to now have their Dragon Blade to try and push in, but I Touch to get half the rally up.
Yeah, and also the Immortality field was there and ready and available, and that is a quick kill. That is what you want to see if you are Orchis right now. They are pushing back. I think they're a little bit ticked off right now, Ocean, as they are crossing 60% here. And look at Cryamine's just doing so much dirty work here on the Zarya. High charge, coming close to another Graviton Surge as we cross 70%. And as we're going to look into what's coming into this next fight, Billy Splash is going to have the Earthshatter available and online almost 4 ultimates ready. I think that if Avian Tech can get this Graviton Surge up, we can get the Space Jam combo going on with Madly Dankart. However, King Bowser will have the Amplification Matrix ready.
Yeah, they will have it. As we point out, the Cryo Mines has already lapped Avientet and Old Charge Avientet now, getting that ultimate online, and we'll use it to maximum effectiveness. And it means that, although it's 99% in last fight territory, finally, no one will get a footing in this fight.
Yeah, but I mean, it's last fight territory, and they have so many options to come in with right now. That took everything out of no one right there. And you're going to have Deadeye, you're going to have Amp Matrix, King Bowser. Well, wisely not pressing the Y button there. You're also going to have Shatter. You're going to have Graviton Surge, and I mean, Spaghetti doing a much better job this time. You're really knowing who they are. Is going to have the rally up, not too far away.
But I don't think they're going to get it in time for this Graviton Surge. Wait, that's their own Graviton Surge. So there it is. Here comes the Deadeye. And I think just pressing all your Y buttons is going to be enough for the side of Orchis to take Oasis Gardens and make it match again in this series. A nice 30 flashbang to finish off the duel. And we will see Orchis take us to match point, or well, point, because you got to win 1 point to win the series. But Beta Killer goes down. Big Burrito gets a kill. This might be able to sway it around. Billowy Splash coming in, gets the Shatter off it to hit some members, but I don't think there's going to be any sort of follow-up. And Vianset coming in, if it gets in charge in the Zarya, they might be able to get some kills. But I touch your Spaghetti with the critical kill is going to help Autumn Canvas, getting a deflect in their face. And yeah, as I was saying, we're going to go to another round of Oasis.
Yep, and I mean, that was really great dominance being shown there. If you are Orchis, that is completely opposite of what we've seen the past 1.5 maps. So, yeah, we're absolutely on match point here. I really like the fact that Spaghetti didn't try to go out and do anything flashy. Really stood by Mobile Gamer on the Reinhardt. And was hitting whip shots. Yeah, he was getting the whip shots in there too. So either they put their glasses on or something else. But actually getting the kills there. Beta Killer, we have seen, especially in Xbox console, we've seen the Torburn, but yeah, I like the composition they came out with.
Yeah, looks like we're seeing Madly Dankart on that Junkrat as well, so that's exciting as well. But more intrigued to see more about the Genji matchup, or maybe I would like to speculate more that iTouch Spaghetti just turned on their brain, hit the light switch, and then boom, there you go, we're hitting every single whip shot, building those rallies. We saw that last 30% to rally before the Graviton Surge went off, like instantaneously go up, so much improvement. We always like to see that, especially in the junior tiers. Billowy Splash and Mobile Gamer getting in a bit of a duel, which Mobile Gamer faring worse on. So it wasn't even Billowy Splash, when I think about Billowy Splash, I think Reinhardt, sorry. Madly Dankart gets the kill, Avienset falling, however, does go off the map, so still a bit of a brawl on point, however, point progress going over to the side of no one.
Yeah, but look at the high-charge Zarya right now. I mean, absolutely glowing. This is going to be a quick recontest. You got to get Madly Dank down first. I think that's their win condition for any map right now, is taking care of Madly on this Junkrat, as he's getting in so much spam damage. It's a back-and-forth battle. Let's see who comes out on top here. No Brain taking down the main healing coming from stages.
Yeah, I mean, not only is Madly Dankart getting that damage in and building the ult charge, I mean, they're getting kills as well, which isn't the main role of the Junkrat, but it's a nice added bonus. And now, with both these fights being won pretty emphatically, there's a clear ultimate advantage for the side of no one, and I think that means that we're in for one hell of an end of this series.
Looking at No Brain swapping over to the far now, this is going to be interesting because it's changing the eye level. It's going to take Billowy away from the core and getting that damage mitigation. So this is actually a pretty smart pick coming out of No Brain, and also taking out the tire of Madly Dank. That's not going to be too bad of a thing.
No Brain just get slammed, or what just happened? Because they just got dissipated. So Cryomans will trade the kill out Mobile Gamer down as well, though, so gonna be difficult for Orchis to get back into this fight. Support ultimates online for the team in control, which is no one. And here comes that support ultimate, the invisible coalescence coming from Sage's castle. You can't see it, but it's still deadly. And it looks like no one will hold on for now.
Yep, Diva difference right now. Diva doing so much work, taking down not only No Brain, but taking down a lot of the damage that's coming out from Orchis. I think that you've got to take Billy out of the mech, and you've really got to get on control of that.
Yeah, Ultimate's coming online though for Orchis as they try to work it back into this series. However, might be too little too late. They do invest 1, 2, 3 Ultimates, which means, yeah, they still have some online, however. I didn't really get anything out of the opposition, so not much of a trade there for them, however, and they can't lose another fight, so gotta be really careful if you are Orchis in this situation.
Priority number 1, get Billy out of mech. Priority number 2, get Manly Dank Art back to spawn. Number 3, try and pull out the shatter and the sound barrier from them. There's a 3-man shatter.
Yeah, speaking of number 4, hit the Earth Shatter and win the game. Go on, Mobile Game. We can know what you could do. Hit another fat slam on a control map. Why don't you? Gonna try and pick up the kill on the Billy Splash, or actually just stagger the kill out. That means Billy is gonna have to get some time off the clock and reset. Will reset immediately. And Ultimates are now a little bit even because Graviton Surge online with the Barrage. That's a huge combo, however. Sound Barrier and Coalescence could keep this no one side up, but they gotta wait for their Diva now, who's still coming back from the spot. Oh no, that's not what you want. Cryoman's just walked off into the pit. No, and they've grabbed. They will get something. No, that's the worst way to lose a map.
How? What the heck just happened there? Oh my goodness, that is a panic ult if I've ever seen one, Ocean. You fall down into the pit and you hit Y and hope that that's a panic ult if I've ever seen one. And man, you hate to see him lose a map like that, but now it's last map here. We're gonna go to City Center. We have seen Winston come out. We have seen Winston come out once today. I don't know if you want to bring him out here, however. Looking at what we're seeing from both sides, I think still the issue, billowy splash on the Diva. Got to take care of the Diva first before you can really progress onto other people. But looking at now, the support side coming from Orchis, they're going to go ahead and mirror the support line. So I think that's the first smart move coming out of them.
They're going to mirror the support line and just try and make the stage as even as possible for No Brain to pop up from the Genji or Cryoman's pop up from the Zara, and hopefully not like fall into some random cars in traffic and then throw a Graviton Surge all over the road. That's not what we want. But Cryoman's goes down early, so does I Touch This again. And it's a quick fight win for the side of no one.
That's just dirty. That's just dirty. And wow, that is a late Tiger kill onto No Brain. I told you this guy was good on Junkrat and absolutely living up to the billing that I gave him. Thank you. I'll accept your payment later, Manly. However, looking at what we're coming into, Cryomines, it's grab versus defense matrix. It's bubbles versus mobility. And right now the mobility is winning. However, Cryomines does take that little win there. And now Beta Killer swapping over to a Junkrat of their own. This is going to be a nice mirror matchup. I think it's going to be Diva versus Zarya to see how we go about this map, Ocean.
Yeah, it is. And that kill onto Avian's, is going to matter a lot, but it means that they will win the fight. However, they have to use the Coalescence and the Riptires. Those ultimates not available for the next fight. And also Avianta will now be thinking, crap, I've just died once. I can't make that mistake again. How do I fix that? And that's going to be in their mind. So a little bit of an advantage to take from that fight if you're Orchis.
Yep, and looking at the tank ultimates, Mobile Gamer may be able to get down a shatter before Aviantet, unless he lands a massive fire strike. But looking at I Touch Your Spaghetti, gone over to the Brigitte, so you're gonna have the Inspire healing going on.
Speaking of, here comes that Dragon Blade, and they have the Inspire up, they have the Coalescence up, which means that Dragon Blade is gonna get nothing, just too much healing.
Wow.
And that damage isn't even there, and that's a nice slam just to counteract that charge. The Elite Splash gonna try and further self-destruct in. Nicely blocked by both of those shields, kind of like it was done in the animated short, that really awesome animated short that I really like. So I'm just gonna flex the knowledge there. As No Brain goes for the Dragon Blade, not sure that they should have invested in that ultimate. The fight was already won. Maybe they're just gonna panic because they need to win this map. They want to close this series out. But the Elite Splash going to get it above 85%, which is crucial, which means we're in last fight territory. for Orchis. They got to win every single fight from here on out, but they do have the ultimate to do so in Rally and Graviton Surge.
Yeah, and I think that, you're going to want to be very economic with your ultimates here if you are Orchis. I want to see them get all 6 up, honestly, because they don't really have anything other than maybe the Coalescence to push in on. I mean, you could push in really aggressively with a sound barrier, but not if your Genji goes down that fast.
Yeah, Genji's down, and the Graviton Surge invested. I wonder if they could have tried to get away with not using that Graviton Surge after they already got the pick onto Autumn, who's effectively on win condition in the competition that they're coming up against. But I like the safe play of just making sure you get the Graviton Surge, and what that Graviton Surge allows is the rest of the team just to get as much damage into the Graviton Surge as possible and build their own ultimates up. So 30% and counting for the set of Orchis. They look to take this series, however, just one fight win, one huge ultimate can change
my goodness.
What's going on here? Madly Dankart is going to go over the top and activate that Riptire in a second, however, gets found out by their opposite number. Or is he going to go for it anyway? No, yeah, I think he just has to die.
He's still behind him, though. He's still behind him.
Yeah, they get to kill one of the Moira, so that means the main healing output is gone. I wonder if they're... okay, they're just going to back off. They know that they have to back off because their main healing output is gone. And ultimates were used a little bit more on the side of Orchis that point.
That Orchis, I think that no one right now is trying to get to 6 ultimates. They have the patience to do it, but they're going to go ahead and invest the Coalescence into it first, and the sound barrier coming out.
That's a poor play. That means the sound barrier will get full advantage, and I feel like that poor Dragon Blade decision from Nobra, they could have been a little bit more patient. They could have waited for their win condition, and I feel like we're going to map 6, Billy. No one take Oasis.
And we're tied up 2-2 now. So we're all on match point. This is completely swung out of Orchis's favor. And, looking at Avian Tet and company here from no one, absolutely dominating tank ultimates coming out from them, just getting so much value. That is a filthy shatter coming from him. That really called the end of the night for Oasis if you are Orchis. Man, so much work being done by the tank line of no one really stepping up to the plate. Autumn Canvas and Madly Dank doing their jobs there, and seeing the Coalescence, popping the Coalescence to engage, and then getting the sound barrier up and letting loose with it in the mid fight absolutely negated everything that Orchis was trying to do there.
Yeah, Orchis and no one. It was 2-0 to Orchis. Then we had a draw on King's Run, and 2 maps coming back for no one as we head to our final control map, map 6. Here is going to be Nepal. Our last available control map. We have 3 control maps in the map pool, which are Nepal, Lijiang Tar, and Oasis. So we've seen every single one of our control maps in this series, and I think that's just ridiculous. Map 6 in our Tier 2 NA Xbox semi-finals here at GitGud. No one and Orchis have been going at each other all night. The little mistakes that Orchis have been bringing out late in the series, and the no one adjusting to the series beautifully. Billy, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your prediction for this one?
I think no one's got the wind in their sails. If you would have asked me half an hour ago, I would have said that no one had no chance of really getting back into it. But that draw, that last minute push, that getting it at exactly 1 minute on King's Row, I think that was the turning point for them. And, even though they didn't win King's Row, they still had the wherewithal to bring it to Anubis. Anubis, they absolutely brought it and smacked Orchis in the face. And I don't think that Orchis has gotten back up off the ground since Anubis. They did have a good showing on the first map of Gardens there, but then it was all no one from there. I think that everybody got on the same page. I think Manly Dankart, especially on the Junkrat, just so much pressure being put into Orchis. They didn't know how to deal with it. Beta Killer trying to do their best to match up to it. However, I think that there might be a tilt factor going on right now, too. I think the mental boom that we talked about in our senior match that we saw happening to Saga, I think has now absolutely set in for Orchis. They haven't won a map since our second map of the night, Ocean. And, I mean, there's been only one substitute all night. Cold Tortoise came in on map 2 and, came immediately out after Rialto. And Billowy Splash has looked very strong ever since. I think putting them onto the off-tank role and AVN coming in and really solidifying main tank now. That's where they're winning. I think Billy Splash on this D.Va has provided absolutely what they need ever since they switched onto it on King's Row. I think it's been a different series ever since.
I wonder if your Orchis do you sub Stuzax back in, because realistically, you won the control map when you played Stuzax, and you can maybe run some dodgy symmetric teleporter strats and just put no one off of their game. Is that going to be their ticket to victory, or do you ride with what you think is your best play? But one thing I want to compliment no one on is it's really easy to get mentally boomed when you're 2-0 down. It's so easy. We saw it happen to Saga, who are a senior team with loads of experience in competing in tournaments, and it happened to them. But they have the clutch factor, and that's something I look for in every single team, in every single tier, of any single platform, in any single game. If you have clutch factor, you have a chance of taking home any sort of title. And they have the clutch factor, Billy, don't they?
They really do, and that's something that I've seen coming out of no one. I mean, they have the pedigree. You know, they are not the oldest org around. I think that they came together in summer of last year, so I guess they're coming up on a year together. And I mean, most of these players have played together that entire time, so you know the synergy is there. I really want to see what kind of aggression they're going to bring out. Is Billy going to stay contained in his right, or is Billy going to stay contained in their aggressiveness, or are they going to go out and kind of feed again? Because that's what we really saw. Was we saw a lot of feeding coming from Billy on the main tank. This is anybody's match. I still think that it's no one's game to lose now, because they do have all the momentum in their favor. And this is an absolutely perfect map to start out on.
Nepal Shrine. Stuzax is back in the lineup. I'll take your cash now for my prediction, you know, since I did bet on it on my favorite betting market, Ocean Overwatch betting market.com. So Stuzax is back in the lineup, and I'm giving myself some scrum bucks for getting that one right. So we had him from Nepal Shrine. So do you think Stuzax is going to play the match here like they did earlier in the series?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely want to see what comes out of this. I'm just going to sit back and watch, because I either Orchis is going to show up here, and they're absolutely going to boom this control map, or it's going to be a quick 2-0 by no one, completing the reverse sweep that was so improbable after we left Rialto. And yeah, it's just going to go one way or the other. So this is going to close us out. We know that we're going to get a winner after this map, though.
I feel like you might be their lucky charm, Billy. You know, you saw Badly Tankmark get that 6K, and ever since you've been here the entire time, they started winning again. So that's worked out for them. I don't think Orchis will be too happy with, you know, Stuzax showing the May. So that's something that they're going to try and bring into the series. Different look to try and put no one off of their game. No one are pulling this point very well.
Yeah, I like the May pick here. I think that it's going to be exactly what they need. However, that is a quick 3 members of your team gone, sir, and that is it. That's going to be a team wipe here. Stuzax getting kind of singled out there and really deciding that it needs to get out of there as fast as they can. Look at the ultimate charge gained by Canvas, though. 62% to a blade already, not to be outdone, though. Avian Tet also on 65% for a shatter. Sage's Castle put in so much healing to that, they almost have a coalescence out of the first fight.
Yeah, I would like to point out that they were just able to control the space so much because they got to the point first. They didn't let the bot lane conversation in of Orchis. Here comes the slam, so they're again not letting them onto the point. Coalescence coming through, but Mobile Gamer gets a kill. It's not going to be enough, however. And also, I would like to request something. The reason you didn't get the point anywhere close in time is because you didn't run the Lucio to speed boost out of spawn. It's such a simple thing that a lot of teams just don't do. Usually Lucio speed boost out of spawn, then switch to the character you're going to play. It's not too difficult. Try and use that. You'll find you'll win a lot more first team fights, and that's really important on control maps.
You could also run the Symmetra here. I mean, Symmetra would not be a bad option here either to melt the singular shield of Avientet. I think that you could get a lot of value out of that. No, I think he got out of there.
Hi! You need to get that kill. You still need to but somehow the Genji survives. And Mali Danker on the flank looking for the Deadeye. Is he going to get anything? Not quite. Autumn Canvas this time will pay for the aggression and invest the Dragon Blade as well. However, Mobile Gamer also goes down and gets traded out. So this fight very even now, Stuzax. using the wall off to buy some time and will put some freezing onto Billy's Splash. Time barrier invested, but Stuzek has got the freeze onto the deep, and here comes the Blizzard. I think this fight is going to go towards Orchis now.
I don't know. I think that with the Coalescence, and there goes the huge shatter from Mobile Gamer in the back. That's going to stop the aggression real fast, but it's still anybody's map. Looks like we're going to flip it over. We may get to 99% here, Ocean, as it's cleanup here. But, you know, there's some really nifty evasive tactics coming out here from Burrito, but Burrito's finally going to go down. I think this is where you call it a day. Take your 99%, regroup, and come back at it again. Cryomance is going to have the Gravitic Flux, or I'm sorry, the Graviton Surge available unless Billy Splash is hungry after 6 maps. And No Brain, maybe using the Deadeye after said D-Matrix to get some real damage in onto the aggressors.
No Brain goes down in the McCree duel, and now it's advantage for the No One opposition. However, they do have the Comaton Search online, and they use that Matrix as well. However, no kills falling through yet. Actually, never mind. Big Burrito goes down. And, I mean, it's still a trade. It's still 5v5 on the point. But the damage is coming through for the side of Orchis. They are against the Coalescence, though, as Caesar's Castle tries to flip the fight around. But Mobile Gamer says, no, I am going to slam your entire team. And that's exactly what they do.
Yep, and I mean that gets the shatter out of the pocket. Okay, that was actually that Aviented also put their shatter into that. I'm not sure why. So now you got Blade online going into Blizzard Deadeye. That could be a very nasty combo. Sage's Castle needs to build up another quick Coalescence, and Burrito might be able to get them up and get them beefy with a sound barrier. That might be the initiation tools they're looking for.
Suzex was hiding for the Blizzard, but here comes the flurry of ultimates from the side of No One. But the Blizzard coming down to try and hold that momentum. No Brain getting nothing to the Deadeye. And it looks like Autumn Castle and Co, or Autumn Castle on the Autumn Canvas and Co will take a pole shine. 99% and an overtime with a burn-in. I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch. And it will be 1-0 to the side of No One.
Yep, and it was just back and forth battle there. I mean, the stall from about 82% to 99% coming from No One securing the first point there. I think they were rewarded for their aggression. I thought they, a couple times should have lost the point, but just a little bit of a sneaky and evasive getaways from the DPS. And the kiting back from Billowy Splash, saving not only supports, but also Madly Dankart and Autumn Canvas a couple of times was the difference in that map. And it just came down to who had the most ultimates and, having just that one win condition of just winning one more team fight. It was never really a question if you are No One. However, I think this actually plays into Orchis's hands, as they have had the better Orisa all night, Ocean. And Cryomines has shown they're very good on this team.
Yeah, they have showed that as well. So they're going to try and do this double shield composition. They're also giving Stuzek the freedom to try and take the Genji duel with Autumn Canvas. I feel like, just giving the player that confidence heading into a decisive round is a good idea. King Boys are running really low, still being healed up. Finally getting healed up by their support partner. And up to full health, but the Aviantet running low. Stuzek, though, is the first to go down, so it's advantage to No One. The dash through, trying to get the damage, and they will get Cryomines off the map. Big Burrito coming in clutch. Nice shot from the net as it get him out of here.
Oh, this is a stagger kill if I've ever seen one. That's a long-term stagger.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I think that the concussion and the grenade coming in there, I think they were expecting them to stand onto that mini health pack. No avail there. Manly Dankart does have the tire online as we get close to 30%. This is going to be a very painful aggression coming in. There is the tire. Oh my God! That is a 4K tire. I told you the boy could play the Junkrat, and he just showed us what he can do. That is absolutely what you were asking for out of your Junkrat players, Ocean. Woo! My goodness.
It's a good day for some mayhem, and Manly Dankart is causing that mayhem. so much damage on that hero, and it's really swayed the entirety of this series. They still have the Earth Shatter and the Dragon Blade to go, but so does Stuzex. It's going to be the Battle of the Blades to see who takes this next fight. Paul kind of invested pretty poorly from No Brain. However, No Brain goes down as well, but Evian set will go down, trying to grasp heavily with the Shatter, and now it's advantage for the side of Orchis, but Autumn Canvas. Do they have something to say about it? No, Stuzex wins the Genji duel.
Yeah, that was an awesome duel there from Stuzex, and I mean, he popped that blade on very low health, and now here comes the contest. We're looking at Madly Dankart getting another tire ready, so let's see what we're going to get out of this. There goes the main tank off the side. The contest here coming from Big Burrito, their captain, gets them up to 97% Ocean, so we saw this on the last map. They got it up to 99 on the last map. They have this tire available again. And they also have a Coalescence and Sound Barrier ready to go. This is going to have to be a hell of a blade and some really good aggression from a Gravitic Flux and Supercharger.
Yeah, Supercharger and Blade are the main ones to look out for. Billy Slash throws up home in the back window. Doesn't quite get anything, not even the Immortality field. So that Riptire is going to have to find the damage on its own, and it will. 2 down from Madly Dankart. However, No Brain and Stuzex trade it right back out, and I touch again, coming back into their own in this series, looking a lot better in these last 2 control maps. Will it be enough though? It will, as Mobile Gamer will pick up a kill on the Madly Dankart, and the Pole Sanctum is currently in favor of the side of Orchis.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the maintain difference again, you have the ability to pull people off. You have the ability to pull people into where you want them to be if you are a mobile gamer. Cryo Mines is going to have to get a really big Gravitic Flux here to maintain control at this point, even though Spaghetti does have their rally available.
They're going to try and control that high ground. Flux coming in, though. Will they be able to get back on the point? They will. Flux gets a lot of damage, however, it's not going to be enough. They give it too much space. Someone goes the edge there. It was Cryo Mines. Gets moved up by the boost. Billowy Splash getting a clutch kill. Stuzex going to try and bring the series back. But Madly Dankart and Billowy Splash, the first name in the kill feed. And that gets again. No! The Total Mayhem gets the kill, and Stuzex is going to try and clutch up, but it's not going to be enough. No one will complete the reverse sweep in 6 maps here on the pole.
That is how you complete a reverse sweep, ladies and gentlemen. You do it 2-0 on the 6th map of a best, or the first of 3, best of 5, if you will. And my goodness, what a night for Madly Dankart, finding the range finally on the Junkrat. That is a 4K beautiful tire. Somebody's got to clip that. And yeah, that was just everything that you wanted from a semifinal. We know that they are going to face Diamond Gatekeepers in the finals. I believe that match is going to come up tomorrow. So now they know what the finals are set to. It's going to be No One versus Diamond Gatekeepers. Ocean, I know that you're so tired, my friend. How did you feel about this evening?
It was difficult. We had a lot of hurricanes. We had a lot of upsets. We had a lot of trolling, but we had so much fun bringing you the action. But before we go, first of all, I want to ask you a difficult question. We saw no one had the clutch factor. One, I'm going to ask you who was your MVP for tonight, and then after, I'm going to ask you who's going to take that Junior Xbox final.
I'll answer your second question first. I have not seen Diamond Gatekeepers. This is actually the first NA console match I've gotten to call this GG season. So fortunately, I have my knowledge and familiarity with our scene to fall back on. I haven't seen the team from Diamond Gatekeepers. I haven't seen their roster, so not really sure. Now MVP. I'm gonna have to call it on Avientet. Man, I'm honestly torn. I honestly think it could go either between Big Burrito or Avientet. I think I think I'm actually gonna go with Big Burrito in the support role. So valuable, so clutch, keeping the teams up. They preferred to play the off healer most times. I really like their performance tonight. And Grace, or I'm sorry, I've lost my lost my team sheet here. The other healer for no one putting up a stellar performance as well. I just think that Aviantet anchoring the main tank roll down. That's why, I definitely an honorable mention. Just taking the main tank roll from Billowy, letting Billowy do off tank things, and I think that's going to be my MVP is Big Burrito.
I like that call as well because I feel like Big Burrito definitely had the better end of their opposite number by like the biggest in line because Autumn Canvas did struggle at times. Mally Dankar also kind of lost their jewels at times, but Big Burrito was the only one that was consistently taking down I Touch Your Spaghetti. Whether that was just him being good, or them being good, sorry, it is definitely a question to ask. I mean, they were solid throughout the entire series, and that's exciting for everyone. But I think that's going to wrap us up. Thank you all for joining us for both these games, and we'll see you soon.